playing online with my mate on that fucking Left 4 Dead, modern version of Left 4 Dead, Back 4 Blood. And he was watching me play, and like I fucking ran into a room, and then like a special infected came in after me, and as I closed the door, and he was like, "Oh, you've locked him in with you?" And he's like, and I just quoted the line. Yeah, I was just like, "I'm not locked in here with him. He's locked in here with," and I did kill him like immediately. Yeah, I killed him immediately after. He's like, "Oh, fair play. That was quite good. That was."
Oh well, there we go. Story time has already begun. 39. Episode 39.
And I actually knew it's 39 this time.
Did you?
Yeah, I did.
Because it's multiples of 3. You can work that. Your OCD works on that. No, 39, 39, definitely 39. Well, this has been a fun day for me.
yeah. Again, if you're not watching on YouTube, then you won't understand.
I'm in the most British sling known to man. It's a cashmere scarf. What?
What?
I don't often like to do damage to my body, but when I do, my slings are all cashmere. Yeah, you don't even know, do you?
No. I'm literally just turned up.
I had an ice pack around my arm and it's in a cashmere sling. Want to know why?
Yeah.
Because I'm a dick.
Yeah, I know that, but
right.
How's that impacted your
So
arm?
today, drove up to Manchester, got up 5:30 in the morning to drive up to Manchester for like 8 o'clock to coach some classes for My Protein, who are doing these, basically they're VIP members. If you're on their Facebook or website, if you spend a lot with them or you're on their VIP forums where you test products and stuff, they invite them to these kind of exclusive, come and get trained for a little bit events.
That's cool.
And they're just testing them out, and then they're going to hopefully develop them over time, get bigger and bigger. Yeah. Which is quite cool.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I like that.
So we went to a place called the Block Manchester.
It looked sick.
It was cool. We saw the stories. Yeah, it looked really cool. And so we were doing some boxing. It's sick, like really old school looking bags. All that, like brown, tanned leather.
Worn leather. Yeah.
They
Looked
looked cool,
smart.
but they were new, but they're just aged looking.
Yeah.
And so we're coaching, everything was all good, all fine. Did like a deadlifting class, then coaching the boxing. And there's a couple of southpaws in the room. So I was, obviously when you throw a combination, if you're normal, it's like everyone's left foot forward. If you're right-handed, it's usually left foot forward. Yeah. And everything's taught that way. But if you're southpaw, which means you're left-handed, everything's back to front. So it can be very confusing when they're watching you teach it orthodox and they're trying to do it southpaw, because you're moving the opposite direction so they are, and if they're not used to boxing or new to it, they try and move the direction you're moving, which is the wrong way that they're supposed to go in. Yeah. So I was helping this guy out, and to help him, I stood southpaw. Yeah. Bad move, Lex. I don't fight southpaw. Yeah. The only time I go southpaw is if I'm stepping through on a punch. Yeah. And that's not real southpaw. Yeah. So we were doing a jab into a hook, like snap, bang, bang. Now, think about the logistics, the maths of a hook, right? I'm orthodox, so that means left foot forward. My right hand is my backhand. That's my big straight right cross. Yeah. So when I throw a right hook, it travels essentially from back here. It rotates probably, what would you say, 160 degrees, and then impacts here. Yeah. So that's what I'm used to throwing as a right hook, 160 degree impact. Yeah. But if you take that impact point and then switch your feet around, so your right hip comes forward, it takes about 30 degrees off your right hook distance traveled. Yeah. Well, as I was talking and teaching to him, I didn't calculate that into fact, and because I was looking at him, I threw the shots as I looked at him. Yeah. The bag came in sooner than my body's expecting, so it wasn't primed for the punch. Yeah. And I threw it pretty hard. The punch didn't land. Well, it landed on the hand, but the hand wasn't ready. The arm wasn't ready. Yeah. Elbow snapped through. Torn my bicep tendon. Fuck. Luckily, it didn't detach my bicep from the bone. Yeah. Because that would have... But when it hit, it went... Ooh. And I just looked at the ceiling. When it did it, so I threw it. I went, so what are you doing? You're going to jab, hook. And I just went, Yeah. And so I went, so practice that. And then just walked off. Yeah. Like looking up, like literally looking up.
Yeah,
didn't look down, did not want to see. Yeah. Walked over to that side of the room, just on my own, found a corner. Yeah. I just looked down at my arm. I was like,
it's still there.
It's still there. And I thought, does that look? I was super jelly armed. Yeah. I was like, fuck, okay, all right, try and bend it. And I went to bend it, and it just the bicep went halfway up my arm. But look at my bicep when I did
Yeah,
it.
you've got a very high insertion.
Yeah, so imagine it doing that. Imagine it doing that with no effort.
Yeah.
As soon as I moved my arm, it went like this up.
Yeah.
I was like, is that normal? And I was looking at my other bicep, and looking at that bicep, I thought, does that look higher? Does that look like it's trying to turn? Like it felt like it was trying to pull even harder upwards, like it was cramping upward.
Yeah.
And so I was like, fuck, straighten my arm out. And then I looked at my arm as like long heads. So if you put your arm out straight, it extends the long head of your bicep, and my insertion is right down by the elbow. Then if I bend my arm up, keeping it turned inward, your bicep doesn't contract or peak up, so it stays long.
Yeah. That's what mine likes all the time, pretty much.
But when I did it with the other side,
Yeah.
it was staying halfway up my arm.
Right.
And I was like, fuck, I've ripped off the fucking bone. Like I thought it was just dangling with a little, like a couple of Spider-Man, shitty webs when they're pinging off, like ping, ping, ping. It had like 2 little webbies still attached to the bone and 8 detached. And but what I think had happened, well, here's what I think.
Partially detached.
I think what's happened is it's ruptured, and then I think it went into spasm, which can happen. Right. And I think it was spasming almost like a cramp, so it was holding the muscle in contraction phase.
Yeah.
So it wasn't the muscle riding up, it was just being held in a contracted phase because any movement in the tendon had made it contract and stay there. Yeah. So then I was like letting my arm down, and I just left it. I was like, fuck. Because this was like 12 o'clock, and this thing was meant to be on until 4. So I'm just like riding it out. Fuck. And then I got a video. When I got a moment, I just took a video of my movement on my arm, and I sent it to Adam from Next Stage Injury Therapy from Ireland. He's the famous guy, if you all watch on my YouTube, who tortured my feet, and he's amazing. Yeah. He's just such a knowledge of all the entirety of the body, including the nervous system and everything. And so I sent him the video. Let me move that phone out of my way so it's not flashing. And I was like, okay, this is what's happened. Here's my arm. Here's what I can do. What the fuck have I done? Like, hey, what can I do? Is this bad? And he sent one back. I was like, I felt a pop. I think I've torn it off, like partially torn it off. And he sent one back, and he was like, is there any bruising? I was like, I don't know, there's a tattoo over the whole thing. Yeah. He's like, you'd still be able to tell under the tattoo. You'd be able to, hang on. I can, hang on. Fuck a doodle dicks. Oh, there we go. I can't see any bruising there, can you?
No. There are blank spots in the tattoo as well, like with skin spots.
And it's like a light blue, what you would see, you know what you get when you see a tear, a bruised tear. Yeah. And I can't see anything. Well, that's a really good sign. Yeah. So he said, well, the way you're moving it means it's not detached. Yeah. And then he said, if there's no bruising, it's probably okay. What you've probably done is ruptured it a little bit. Yeah. So it's nothing to do with the actual attachment point. Yeah. Or you've strained it really badly. Yeah. He said, like, imagine rolling your ankle so it feels like you've broken it. And then 72 hours later, he said, your ankle suddenly feels okay. Yeah. He said, that was hopefully what it's done. Right. So a tear in the length of the tendon somewhere, but
not an actual
detachment. No, on the way attachment points, or the bicep or the tendon. It's just so, I think what it's done is pull really heavy on the bicep, damaged the tendon halfway down, and that's why I'm getting all this pain here. Yeah. And it's like when I had to drive home, I was just hanging my arm off my steering wheel. Yeah. And then I've got back and it has, oh motherfucker, slowly got worse, like pain wise. He said tomorrow it's going to be fucking awful. So he said prepare yourself, but I haven't taken any painkillers or anything because I think
you want to gauge that as well.
I also don't want a false sense of it not hurting and then me suddenly moving because I'm not thinking about the pain because it's not there, and then snapping my hand up to do something that is automatic, and then it going kink. Yeah. So, hence my cashmere scarf brace neck thing. Whatever.
God damn, wasn't expecting that.
Oh, you didn't miyagi it. Goddamn biter. How are they still alive? There's a little biter flying around the goddamn studio room. Assholes. I mean that with every syllable of the word as well. I think they're actual assholes. They're a little flying asshole. And if you listen closely, when they go past, they go, asshole. As they buzz past your ear. Asshole.
I can't believe that, like.
I'm gutted because it was such a stupid move as well. But it does go to show, never fuck with the southpaw, even if it's just coaching them. They're just not worth the hassle.
Don't bother.
They're just not worth the hassle.
I remember when I used to box, we'd occasionally do rounds at southpaw, and fuck me, I was awful.
It's like trying to do everything left-handed if you're right-handed. It feels so alien.
Yeah, I think it feels even worse than that because it just like it's especially when you're used to boxing orthodox or fighting orthodox, whatever you do, because your entire body.
Yeah.
It's like your entire body is now your left hand,
yeah.
and you can't use your left
It's like
hand.
trying to make a slinky go up the stairs.
Yeah, yeah. Everything's off, and obviously that's one of the reasons, because it is it's a useful skill if some people can fight.
Oh, some people just
ambidextrously
as well.
whatever.
I used to know a couple of lads that were kind of ambidextrous and just switch around. Sometimes you'd be doing something, they'd accidentally be in southpaw.
Southpaws have got a lot of advantages.
Yeah,
like there's a lot of
the awkwardness is the main advantage.
Yeah, obviously the awkwardness, because there's a very small population of people that will fight southpaw. So when people are going into fight camps, they have just a much smaller pool of people to practice against. Yeah. So that's always going to throw it off. Also, the kidneys, they're hidden. Like
that's true. Yeah.
The orientation of your body, your kidneys are then the opposite.
Liver
they're further
kidneys.
away.
Where's your liver? Your liver's like, is it the left or right hand side? It's left, isn't it?
Yeah.
So if you're southpaw, that'd be a bit open actually to the right body shot, wouldn't it?
Again, I think like kidneys is normally the one drop shot.
That's the kicker, isn't it? You get a wrap a kick around that kidney region.
Yeah, but then they're defended. They're right at the back.
Have you ever peed blood?
I've never peed blood.
I peed blood once.
Really?
Scary.
Kidneys?
Yeah, it was just from sparring too hard. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's rough, that is.
Because when you're wearing kick pads and stuff, you just whack the fuck out of each other.
But it still don't help your kidneys.
No.
Nothing helps your kidneys. If anyone's taking a shot to the kidneys on that's...
I've thrown up blood as well before.
It's the most unique pain, I think, ever.
Kidneys are a weird one. Not kidney, sorry, liver. You ever been hit with a good liver shot?
No, I've never been...
So it hits you, and your body goes, that was a good hit.
Yeah.
And then you go, but are we all right? And your body goes, no. And then you take a knee.
Yeah.
With an involuntary knee.
Yeah.
But it takes that amount of time. It's like, so you stood, hit, whap, and then you're like, am I? Knee.
Yeah.
It's that slow. It's really weird. It's almost like someone's pressed shutdown.
Yeah.
And he just goes, doo-doo-doo, and then you go. And then about a minute later, you're fine. But for that split second, your body just goes, no mas.
Yeah.
Done.
Too much going on, too much pain.
I remember it vividly.
Yeah.
Because I remember it even a little bit being like, oh, that was slow. Like, and taking a step and then just dropping to a knee. Yeah. Like as if
you see it in fights, don't you?
Yeah.
People
it looked
like
that delay. It looked like I bent a knee to him. Like I'd just gone, you are my successor.
Or you just proposes.
Yeah.
Pull out a ring.
Imagine they could do that in mid-fight, couldn't you? Put them off, right? Really. Keep a ring in your like waistband, and midway through that, just kneel down, and then they look at you like, okay, one, we're both men. Two, we're in a ring. What is going? And then uppercut.
Yeah. Like a Mortal Kombat style uppercut where you have to crouch first and then go.
Just come up with a proper Street Fighter. And nowhere in the rules is it going to say you can't propose in the middle of the octagon.
Nope.
It's going to bypass all of the loophole.
Yep. There we go.
Straight through.
That's the next thing we need to see. It'll happen in some like small competitions and like little fringe.
Who would done that when you're doing judo and you get really close and you just whisper something horrendous in their ear or start grinding on them? That's a good one. If you just start grinding like in a sexual, and they'll freak the fuck out and then you get the position you want straight away. We used to do that to each other or wet willies as well because you're not ready for it. You're in such a testosterone fuel state. I'm going to rip his head up. Oh, wet willy? What's that? And then you completely give up all your positioning. And you
sit in the middle, like grappling at BJJ, and just like, is it just me who's aroused right now?
Yeah, something like that's perfect. I tell you what I did do once, and this is the real animalistic thing that happened to me, but in a real childish way. We were doing, so the drill was, you were taken down by the wall, octagon side, and you had to wall climb and get back up. Okay. And their job was to suck your legs out and get you back down. Yeah. So it's a defeated like to get up when you're not allowed to strike or do anything. It's fucking hard because they just pull your legs out, drag you down, pull your legs out, drag you down. And the lad I was wrestling with, I can't remember his name now. That's bad of me. But he was a bulldog, proper. He was either technique or kill you. Yeah. There was no in betweens. Yeah. He was just fight or learn. Yeah. And that was it.
Yeah.
So we were doing it and he was and he was strong lad as well, really strong and just fit like now. I actually rolled when I went back to Blackburn to do it, he was there randomly one week, like about 2 years ago now, maybe a bit more. And he was there, so we just rolled again. And it was like watching two angry bears fight over a salmon, with the salmon being in the middle of them both. And they were trying to catch the salmon and fight each other. It was just ridiculous. People literally were moving out of the way. It was just woof, woof, woof. And so he was dragging me down. And I was like, I'm not fucking learning anything. He's not letting me fucking even try. Because you were always going to lose if they went full bore because you couldn't punch him or do anything.
Yeah.
And
they almost have to give you a little bit.
They have to, yeah, because it was a singular technique as well. It's like you couldn't try. You were doing this one style, and so he knew what you were going to do. So he'd like pull a hand out, pull your legs out, and you couldn't do it. And you're like, "What is? I'm not learning." And I got so mad for a split second. The little voice in my head just went, "Bite him." And I mean, like, I want, you know, when you see a kid get so angry, they start to shake, and then they look at the person like, I can't do, so what can I? And they just go, hang, and just, yeah. And the moment they've done it, they do that face where they go,
oh fuck. Yeah.
What? That literal thing, I grit my teeth, and I was like, I literally went, at a moment, so angry.
Tyson his ear off.
Yeah, honestly, really nearly did. Yeah. It was so funny. I was laughing about it afterwards. I think I told him as well. I was like, it was so bad I nearly bit you. I was so frustrated. Yeah, I'm super competitive with stuff like that as well. Fuck. Especially when I know I'm outgunned.
Have you said about when we rolled?
I don't know.
We spoke about that. And we were like, so, bearing in mind, I'd barely been doing BJJ. You'd never done just dedicated BJJ? But...
I had the framework still in my mind, but none of the finishing moves.
Yeah.
So I could get to a position, and then my brain would go, I don't know what we do from here. And I'd be like, but there's something. And my brain would go, yeah, there's something. And in that meantime, you'd escape.
Yeah. Yeah. We were basically both too shit to finish each other.
Yeah.
But also good enough to keep rolling.
Yeah.
So we just kept going, and it felt like eternity. And there was at one point where you almost tapped just because I was leaning on you.
No, it's worse. Right. I had you in a triangle, which you posted up on really well, and I switched to an armbar, which I had on you.
Yeah.
But because you had switched from a triangle where you'd posted up, and I switched to armbar, you had your body weight on me. And as I went to extend, I realized my diaphragm had completely contracted, and you were on it, and I couldn't breathe. Yeah. And I nearly tapped myself out. From being underneath you because I couldn't breathe. And if you watch, I think there's a bit of a video. If you watch, I actually arch my way out of the armbar and let you go so I could breathe.
Because at that point, I was so exhausted. My bicep was completely fucked. I had no strength left in that arm.
Yeah.
So I literally, that was my plan. I was like, I'm literally just going to crush you.
That's
I was
what you
just
did.
honestly, fold you up.
My brain,
even your neck was like,
fully like tucked up. Yeah. Because I was triangle, so obviously I was pulling you down, and I was really cinching in. And then if you know it, if you don't know what a triangle is, it's where the back, I'm on my back, Lou's kind of, he's on his knees, and I've got one leg's over the back of his neck, and the other one is, so it comes across the back of his neck, my foot sticking up, my other leg goes over the top of my own foot, which I then crank down on Lou and try and choke him out on his own arm, which is trapped, his head and arm is trapped between my two legs. But what you do in that is you get really tight and pull him in. So when I switch to an armbar, which means I bring the leg that was over the back of his neck round to the front in front of his face to grab hold of the arm that's trapped between it with his head, that basically folds me up underneath him like a C, from which I'm supposed to extend out.
Yeah, so you want to flatten me out.
I want to extend out to pull that arm and then push my hips through his arm and armbar it. But as I got him in that and I got the armbar and I went, here we go. My brain went, no. Yeah. So I literally went, and extend, and my body went, and then I tried again, and it just went even further as you sunk, because you must have sunk your weight as I went, and then I tried to breathe in and realized nothing would go in at all, and I literally was going
I could see you struggling, and I was like, I might actually fucking win it.
And honest to God, if I hadn't been able to wriggle my shoulders out to let go, I would have tapped.
Yeah,
myself.
Neither of us won that either. We literally just agreed to just stop because we were so fucked.
Just for our own ego, like to point out, we were supposed to be rolling for 3 minutes, and he ran the clock for 5.
Yes,
and we didn't know. Yeah, so we went full ball for 5 whole minutes.
Yeah, and it doesn't sound like a lot, but bearing in mind this is at the end of a class after
we'd already sparred as well.
Yeah.
It was just us rolling on our own.
We weren't in condition for this.
Everyone else had stopped by that point, and it was, if you wanted to keep rolling, have a go, and we did.
Yeah.
So to be fair to us,
I was so gassed. I don't think I'd ever been that fucking gassed.
The term "breathing out of your arse" has never been more true.
Well, I bet everyone else was just watching us. It was with the worst technique ever. I was just fucking flopped on top here. You were just
making yip noises. Yip, yip, yip.
Oh, fuck.
It was good though. I felt like I'd been run through the ringer though the next morning when I woke up. There were bits of my body that were hurting that hadn't been used in a while.
Yeah, BJJ is a weird type of ache, isn't it? It literally your bones ache.
Oh, it's everything.
And
There's just so many bits. You just think, how is that even being used?
Yeah. It's a very. I'm always like, after I'd finish my class, be fine, drive home, still all right. I'd sit down, have some tea. And then I'd go to get up after, and I'm like, and like the DOMS sets in within like an hour. Like it's not like
exactly
lifting.
what you're talking about.
You like,
It's so bad.
And honestly, like when I first started, it used to wake me up in the night because I couldn't roll over.
Do you want used to do it?
The pain,
in the bed like a turtle.
the pain of the DOMS used to fucking wake me up to try and roll over in the night.
Oh, I know. The best bits for me was when you got in the shower and you didn't realize you got mat burn all over your feet.
Yeah.
And the first moment you step in the shower and you're like, oh, shower, and it's immediate, like somebody's just dropped an iron on your foot. And you're like, what? Yeah.
That's horrible. That is
so painful.
Like,
because it's hot water going on and you're not ready.
No. Yeah.
That steamy thing downstairs I've got, the little sitting steam pod.
Yeah, the like mini sauna.
I think that'd be great for after a session.
Yeah.
Just 20 minutes.
Flush
in
you
that.
through.
Yeah, just loosen everything back up. So we're good. I might have to go in that tomorrow actually with this.
Yeah, that's probably a good shout.
Yeah.
Should we?
Can we please pour plenty of alcohol into a container that I can put down my face?
Oh.
Right.
We are gonna.
I don't know if I can reach the magic note maker today. We need to put some jingles on this thing.
This is the disabled version.
So today we're not on the whiskey. We are
on the rum.
the rum diddy dum dum. Oh Jesus! What is that?
This is Rumbullion.
Oh, with a rolling R. I can't do that. I can't roll my R's.
Rum.
No, I don't know how you'd even train me to do that.
Rum.
Do you want me to try it?
Russ. If you are Welsh.
Look, it just comes. There's no. It's like the air just makes it like. It just makes like. I end up being like I'm threatening you. Yeah.
If you were Welsh, you'd be able to roll your R's.
Were you just flicking it against the top?
Roll.
Are you putting your tongue to the top and then pushing air over it? Where's that coming from? Under your tongue or over your tongue?
So yeah, it's going over my tongue. I'm literally like arching my tongue up to the roof of my mouth.
So
and then,
if my hand's your tongue, you're arching it upwards towards the roof of your mouth, or you're arching it towards the belly of the mouth.
No, it's arched up. So my tongue is dished upwards like that.
Oh, you're dishing.
Yeah.
No, you're not this. You're there. I can't do that right hand. That's why I can't roll my
rolling.
But listen, it's just air passing over the top of a sad little tongue.
This must be terrible to be listening to us right now.
There's some people somewhere just going rolling the tongue like crazy.
Roll your R's.
Yeah, let us know.
Rolling.
Can you roll? Let's do a percentage of people in the comments. Can you roll your R's or can you not? Go on YouTube and let us know.
Yeah. Rolling.
Put it in the comment section.
So anyway, we've got Rumbullion. Chili and chocolate Rumbullion.
Chili and chocolate.
So
I'm intrigued by this.
I've had the regular Rumbullion, which
Have
we've
we
not
had
had
a chili
on this.
anything before?
No.
I don't think we have.
No, I don't think so. But yeah, I've had the regular Rumbullion. I think that was bought for me as a present a good few years ago by one of our PTs. Tom got me, and it was lovely. Really nice.
That is a sick looking bottle.
Yeah, so it's a bit of a. This is a smaller bottle. What is this? 50 centilitres.
It doesn't look that small, though, does it? So it's the same as the 173s.
Yeah, and it's wrapped in a brown paper bag, but it's not loosely wrapped. It's fitted to the shape of the bottle.
Is that vacuum sealed on?
Yeah, it's like vacuum sealed around the bottle, so it's not. But you could peel it off.
It looks like it's been twisted and then vacuum sealed, so you've got all the nice creases at the top.
Yeah, and
that is nice.
The logo is printed onto the brown paper bag, and when it gets to the neck of the bottle, there's like twine that's like lots and lots of twine wrapped around it to create the neck, and then there is a black wax which has been dipped in, which then runs down the bottle quite a lot.
It looks like it's got almost like a kraken sat on the top of it.
Yeah, and this is Aberforth's. Aberforth do other stuff as well. I'm sure they do gin as well, if I remember right.
What's that picture of on the front of it?
It's just their logo on like a.
What's that? Corn?
That. Oh, this on.
That's a chilies and corn. What is that?
Chocolate, so it'll be coca.
Oh,
coca.
Yes. Oh yeah, I wonder how many people know that. Do people know that chocolate comes from like a seeded plant that you can just eat straight?
I don't know.
I don't know if people know this, but that's where it comes from. Have you ever seen a chocolate plant?
Yeah, I have.
Yeah. Chocolate beans.
I'm going to show this to the camera. I'm just going to go up there so they can appreciate this.
I'll try and focus. No, yeah, go on.
You going to go for it?
You just put it up there and see if it focuses on it. Let's see how smart our camera is. I'll press it on it. And a bit back. And if you're on YouTube now, this should come into focus. There you go. Look at that. Beautiful.
Very cool, isn't it?
Yeah. That would make me buy it, just the way it looks.
It's also got, which I've noticed, which some of them don't have with the wax seals, it has a paper tab. So that will make it easier to actually get into the wax seal.
That's going to be very satisfying.
Yeah. Do you want to do it?
Yeah. You hold it with your right arm. I'll use my left.
I'll use my good hand.
Take my good hand, child. Ooh. Oh, it's a nice cork underneath. That means we get a cheeky pop for once.
You're going to be able to pop with one hand?
You can do a cheeky pop. I've done the wax.
All right.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's like well thought out.
Yeah,
because like a lot
nice.
of things that I have recently with wax seals, because it's more popular, because it does give you a very nice finish.
Look, that's actually glued on ribbon underneath. So they glue the ribbon around the cork lid, then wax it all over the top. That's really clever.
Mm. And I've had a few, and it's just been such a pain in the arse. You like digging the wax off to try and get to some of them. So yeah,
go on. Let's have a cheeky pop.
Let's find out.
What is it? Ooh, that's quite subtle.
Yeah, the cork.
Nice
It's a
squeak though.
stumpy cork.
Oh, it's a stumpy cork.
Stumpy
It's a
cork.
button mushroom of a cork.
Looks familiar. Wonder why.
Well, you'll never die from rum before.
You want to go first, mate?
A sniff. Have you sniffed?
I've had a sniff. Again, a little. You can smell like the chili spice to it.
You really can. Oh yeah, what is that? Oh, there's something that reminds me of straight away. I think it's like
I can't put my finger on that.
I want to say like figs or raisins.
Oh, it might be raisins. Is it just the
Plum?
I don't know whether we've gone through the
Plum?
description. We didn't, did we?
It's like in that family, somewhere in that family. Fig or plum or something. Have you read is there a description on the back?
Yeah, there
So
is.
let's see. Are we correct?
Do you want to go through it? Or
Yeah, shall I read it in a thing?
You've got to do it in an accent.
I'm going to do it in
rolls many R's.
Rolling the R's.
Rolling.
I don't know why it's Scottish. Let's do some cheeky little let back on.
Aberforth.
Because Rumbullion just reminds me of Rumpelstiltskin. Rumpelstiltskin.
Aberforth. Is that like what kind of name is that?
Delight your senses. Fucking right, boy.
Aye.
I'm going to just go full on Begbie. That's all my Scottish accent is Begbie. Right, you fucking right. Delight your senses, you wee bunch of bastards, you, with Aberforth's latest creation, chili and fucking chocolate. Rumbullion. This distinctively delicious limited release takes our award-winning spiced rum and infuses it with some fucking wonderfully rich Crayola cocoa nibs.
Crayola.
Crayola. CRIOLLO.
There's crayons in it.
It's crayons in it. It's wax. That's what the wax is.
That's the wax. There you go.
The addition of the chipotle and jalapeno chilies, because we say jala fucking pino, deal with it. Invoking a tantalizing warmth and fruity fucking flavour profile. Enjoy this, you fucking cunt special release neat over ice. Oh, so we have ice, that's right. Enjoy it neat over ice, you bunch of puffs.
Bunch of bastards.
I've probably really just punched a pea right down the microphone. Just went, sorry about that. Or in a delicious cocktail, if you're a Nancy. Optionally, take off your top and drink it neat, you big puff, you. I don't know how they got away with that on the label, to be fair.
Very extreme.
Yeah, very extreme label.
Quite a provocative label there, Aberforth. But, do you.
There we go.
Right then, pour.
Pour and go, yeah. I'm also going to get out the Davidoff cigarellos because, dude, I'm pissed off. Yeah, so the punch thing with the arm, just for all of your sake, the reason it happened was because, well, once I told you, no, I have to learn.
Yeah.
I have to learn.
Yeah, I'm disabling you here by...
You're enabling my disabling. But, yeah, the reason this could happen is not just because I do bodybuilding on the side, it's literally because the punch was thrown wrong, which is why it's super important to when you go on the bags to not just go on and start wailing on the bag in the gym like some kind of meth head trying to get a packet of cigarettes from the neighbour, because this is what happens.
Yeah.
And the reason is just because my elbow went through the punch rather than my fist.
Yeah. I think this may be something. I think we'll agree and we'll disagree.
I know what you're going to say with your agree disagree, but let me just finish. This is also an accumulation effect of me sleeping an average of probably 4.5 to 5 hours over the last 3 or 4 nights because I started my task lists. Like I said, I was going to fucking do it, didn't I? I did say I was going to do it.
You did.
And on the Monday, I fucking started it.
Yes.
And I was up. And I didn't have to set my balls on fire.
I know, so disappointed.
You got a picture of me in the morning with the highest eyebrows.
I know, your eyebrows are on the top of your head.
so not awake, but my eyebrows are trying to pull my eyelids up.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was dressed and up for 7:30, so I didn't have to set my balls on fire. Because if you didn't, last week's episode, I said if I'm not up on Monday by 7:30, I just fucking go because I'm changing my habits and getting good again. I will light my balls on fire on today's podcast. And you got to do it because I was going to spray them in Lynx Africa, an old school sixth form, all boys school jobby it, and didn't have to do it. I had to send proof to Lou by text message picture.
Yeah, and he did
by 20 to 8.
Yeah, and
I was up and dressed.
You were a little early as well.
I was 36 minutes.
Yeah.
So no balls are on fire, but I've dedicated myself to the task list, and what I've found is if I've had something catch me over, rather than going to bed and leaving the job again till the next day, I was like, no, your fucking lists get done. So I was up till 3 a.m. on the first night, finishing off edit, getting plans out to clients, and then something else. I was just like, no, they're fucking getting done. So then I woke up at 7:30, so 4.5 hours that night. And then the next night, 5 hours again, same thing, chasing tasks, a couple of tasks at the end, like training my abs and something like that. And I'd come in from the gym. I'd gone to the gym quite late, so I didn't get back into about 11:30.
Yeah.
So not too much, but I think I got about 5 hours. And then I had to be up this morning by 5:30 to get up to Manchester for 8 o'clock. And we watched DUNE last night, which we'll talk about in a bit. So I got home about midnight, straight into bed, probably asleep by past, so probably about 5 hours sleep. And on top of that, because on Monday I said I'm starting fresh and being fucking sick, awesomeness again, I've been in the gym crushing it, boxing every single session, 9 rounds, with weights following, not skipping on anything, drilling even extra sets. When I forget what number set I'm on, I went back to the one that I remember before. I did that. I've started doing a thing again where I walk away from the machine, turn around and walk back because I feel like I got more reps in me.
Yeah.
Whole thing, that's a change in my mentality. Every time I get a notion of doing something positive, I just go fucking do it.
Yeah.
Rather than worrying about the time. And so I think what this was is central nervous system broken down, not enough recovery.
Almost too much there's just
too much too fast.
Yeah.
Which is always what I do.
Yeah.
Always. This is why I get hurt. Because I don't ease in.
That's just a guy thing, that is.
Yeah, I've always been like that. Like it's just, I broke my ribs fighting. I was sparring the next day, just not being allowed to be hitting the body. Yeah. Just like I can still fucking move this way.
Just
so
punch me in the head instead.
That's what happened. Literally, at the beginning of the session, I was like, right, nobody hit Lex in the body, so it was just head and leg kicks.
Yeah.
I was like, this is a bad idea.
Cool.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah.
So it just is what I did. Yeah, and what that does is if it's not overtraining, it's under resting.
Yes.
There's no such thing as overtraining. If you eat enough and rest enough, you can't overtrain. Unless you're doing something perpetually stupid, which crushes your joints. So removing all the dummy variables, you can sustain a high level of training for a long time if you support the recovery enough.
Yeah, most people can, yeah.
Yeah. And, so as a result, what happened was I had a lazy moment and I had not warmed up. And the main thing is my muscles were tighter than normal because of all the extra work and not having the recovery. And this is why this has happened.
Yeah. And it, that shit happens to people in perfectly good condition as well.
Yeah.
It's one of them freak things that does happen. But again, I think you've just had that. You had a few other factors that have just stacked up.
What I'm really hoping is what Adam said is that it's going to really suck for 72 hours, but then it's going to start easing off.
Yeah, fingers crossed.
I'm just putting BPC straight into my bicep.
Yeah.
From literally the moment I got in.
Yeah.
Because I keep some in the freezer for emergencies.
Yeah.
Just bang, straight in the bicep.
Right.
And I order some more and I'm just going to run it right through. And even when it feels better again, I'm going to keep it running for an extra week.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Because fuck being hurt.
No, definitely fuck being
and
hurt.
if that doesn't work, I'm just going to take all of the steroids in the world.
I want everything, please.
Everything.
Yeah.
They're like, I'm going to be so unnatural that I become universal.
Yeah.
I'm going to be so unnatural that I go all the way back to natural.
Yeah.
I'm going to
you go full
so
cycle.
far through.
Yeah.
You actually go backwards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You just become a
Yeah, I become it. I start producing my own.
Yeah.
My own testosterone stand.
Yeah, people just say
I start sweating tren.
Yeah, people just scrape the sweat off you.
Yeah, I'll be that. You roll on me and shit happens.
Yeah, they do testosterone gels and stuff like that.
Yeah,
just if anyone rubbed up against you.
Yeah, I'm like a slug, but testosterone gel.
Yeah, if somebody brushed past you, their arm and get really hairy where they made contact.
Male or female.
Yeah,
or babies.
Yeah,
just werewolf your child. Isn't she cute?
Woof. Instant hair.
Teen wolf. Yeah.
What I was going to say before, anyway, was so obviously you do a lot of sparring. Sorry, not sparring. You do a lot of bag work as like cardio and conditioning work, and obviously just because you enjoy it. And I know you always kind of talk about that as a useful thing because it is fun.
Yeah.
So, but personally, and I boxed years ago, but I don't think that it's bag work's the best way for people to be most general population. If you don't know how to throw a punch, going in and wailing on a heavy bag. Yeah, you probably be okay. You're probably gonna sprain your wrist or
eventually
something. You're probably gonna hurt yourself. And like, are the more efficient ways to do cardio that are definitely more boring and not as cathartic in terms of it's great,
I'd rather have sex with a pineapple than go on a Stairmaster.
Yeah,
every day.
Same, but
and
for whatever people,
an untrimmed pineapple, a raw, fresh pineapple, spines.
Are
and
you
everything.
having sex with a pineapple, or is a pineapple having sex with you?
I think it'd be doing it with me, wouldn't it? If it had the spines on it. I fucking hate those things, man. It's stuck in one spot. It's just so unnatural to me. I
completely get it.
I've done it.
Yeah.
For staring at the wall and running, looking at one spot on the wall.
Yeah.
Listening to songs that you know that you start off are really good because you got a playlist and it gets you through. And you're like, oh, that went flying. That was easy. Yeah. Then all really fast, your brain picks up on what song you're at and where that's at in your run.
Yeah.
And now it becomes, oh, fuck, I'm money at that song.
Yeah. Yeah, I know.
It just so there's no way round it. And
so I think like psychologically, stuff like boxing or whatever you're gonna do is way easier to perform that kind of cardio because your mind is occupied and it's a little bit more fun, and especially it's good for like stress relief, I suppose. Where although some people find running really like good for relieving stress, I personally am not like that.
Outside, once you get good at running, the first bit is that we all suck at running when we first start. Everything hurts that shouldn't hurt. It's fucking hard. But once you start getting in a flow and you can cover that first 10, 15 minutes, which are the bits that really suck. Once you start breaking through that and you get in this rhythm, where you just listen, it does get quite therapeutic, and you do get that. I have had it to the point because obviously I was running a lot when I was fighting, and I hate every moment of running. Don't get me wrong. If I got the choice between running and pineapple sex, it's pineapple sex. But there are moments.
Doesn't translate to fighting as
well. It toughens you. Ain't nobody grinding on me with a worry. They were like, do you like this grinding? I'm like, dude, I've had sex with a pineapple. Do your worst. Armbar. And I remember hating running and then hitting that runner's high moment and literally feeling like I was bouncing down the road. Yeah, like it was elated.
Yeah,
and I started to get that more and more the more I did it.
Never had it.
Yeah, you got really pushed. I was running every morning for at least 3 or 4 miles every morning.
Because when I was boxing, I used to run there and back. I used to run regularly, like miles, and fucking hated every minute of it. Never felt like I got better. Literally just sucked every time.
Yeah. But you get better. But the thing is your technique gets better. So the same distance gets harder because you're actually running and making everything work that should be working rather than just kind of throwing your body through it. Yeah. And so as you get better, it seems to get tougher. But you're actually getting faster and more get benefit from it because you're making everything work as it should.
I was always trashed at when I even went into the run though, because a lot of the time I'd run to my boxing club, which was like, I think it was about 1.5 miles, 2 miles. Then I'd do like 2 back-to-back classes of boxing, so like 2 hours of boxing, and then run home. Yeah. And also I was like on the run home especially, Jesus. And it was a massive hill on the way.
A big bag on your back as well.
Yeah, with all my shit. Bad and I was like fucking 12. I was like,
you didn't have a proper running bag on. Just one of those bags that were like flapping you on the back every time you took a step.
Sometimes as well, I just wouldn't even change my shoes, so I'd be running in boxing boots. I was just like, I can't be hot, because like they lace up there. I was like, ain't nobody got time for that. I'm going home. And there was like right round the corner from my house, there was a little sweet shop. So I was just that was my focus. I'm just like, I'm gonna get some of them fucking little strawberries. Like that was.
The strawberries.
Yeah.
They've ruined eggs, you know.
The egg.
Yeah, changed the flavour.
Haribo egg things.
Yeah, because fucking Haribo have got them. When they weren't Haribo, they were delicious. Yeah. Now they're the yellow sweet in every other thing. You know that awful one that no one eats. Yeah, that's what the yellow is in the egg now. You know that yellow one that no fucker eats in every other packet. Yeah. Let's take it out of that and put it in the egg and ruin them. No Haribo, you bunch of dicks, and you've ruined cola bottles somehow. Texture's different. Yeah. They're not chewy anymore. Yeah, they're resilient from the bite. In fact, if anything, they like push your teeth away.
Stop it! I don't want to be.
Yeah, like a sponge. Yeah, stupid Haribo. It's like when Monster Munch were taken over by Nestle and ruined them. They were no longer monstery. And do you remember how big the packs used to be and how dense the crisps were? Yeah. And now they're like these airy, fairy things that cut your gums.
Yeah. Quite good.
They're like
aggressive.
the equivalent of Tangy Toms now, but in Monster Munch.
Yeah.
But Tangy Toms were good because they were circular.
Do you want to...
Let's get into this alcohol and let the pain go away. Chin chin. So this is
Rumbullion.
fucking Rumbullion.
Smell some spice.
What did I do? Like someone said, I did Scottish fucking Rumbullion. Yeah, wee bunch of word I can't see that I did say before. You know. There's a moment in every podcast when we have the ice where there's a silence and just the chink chink of the ice against the glass. It's like ASMR. Oh my god, that's chili-ish.
Oh yeah.
Oh, hang on, that's really coming through right now.
It takes a few seconds, yeah.
It does. It's really quite sweet though. And smooth.
That's very smooth.
You get the chocolate, definitely. It's a nice balance, that. If you've ever eaten chili chocolate, a good chili chocolate, it does literally taste like that.
Yeah, they've nailed that.
They really have.
That's very impressive. There's very little, like, there's no aggression to that alcohol.
Which is funny because I had somebody message me when I put the pictures up of them. You know, we pulled them out the box and put it on my stories. And someone said that, that Rumbullion is way too strong.
Oh, really?
And with the
if
ice...
They might have, I was going to say, they may have had it with no ice. And then I imagine the alcohol kick and then the chili kick might be quite overpowering. Much, yeah.
But this just goes to show it's all about how you're supposed to drink it.
Yeah.
Sip it, let it go, second sip.
Numero two.
Fucking idiots. Oh, I love that. I really like that. That is really, really nice. It's literally silky smooth chocolate taste. As you think, there's zero burn anywhere towards the back or the throat. Yeah. It's all at the front.
And it's just like a really nice and a silky chili tingle. Like,
a little dusting of chili, nothing overwhelming. No. And it all sits at the front of your mouth and just down the side of your tongue. And then that chocolate sweetness just goes all the way through the flavour. It doesn't dissipate either. You don't lose the chocolate and just end it with chili. It's still the chocolate and chili is all there all the time.
Very well balanced, that is.
That is well done, you lot. Rumbullion. Yeah. Well, definitely.
They've got a couple of different Rumbullions.
That's a good Christmas gift.
Yes, it is.
That looks awesome. And if they do like chili chocolate and they're into their, obviously, drinking their liquor in a stronger way or putting in I don't know if you can put that in cocktails because of the chili. You probably can find something it'll go well with.
Yeah, I would imagine that'd still go quite nice.
I wouldn't have any suggestions off my head, but in my head, it seems like it'd go well with, and this is basic bitch shit, but like a cherry Pepsi Max.
Actually, yeah.
Can you see how you're mixing with that if you wanted something simple?
Yeah, definitely. Just as a nice simple mixer, that'd be really, really nice. There's a lot of sweetness to that. And
I wonder what else you could put it with to make a proper cocktail.
We should have a cocktail.
Yeah, we should.
Or I wonder if there's anyone who's a fucking what do you
cockatoo. They're called cockatoos. Pretty sure. Yeah.
If there's a cockmaster.
Cockmaster.
A cocktail person.
That's never leaving my brain. Every time I see somebody now as a cockmaster.
He's a cockmaster.
If you do cocktails, please introduce yourself as a cockmaster to the next person you meet and tell us the reaction. Cocktail bloke. Cocktailer.
Cockatiel.
Tom Cruise in a movie.
Cockatoo. Cockatiel.
Cockatailer.
Cocktack.
What the fuck? That wasn't even a word.
Cockatack.
Cockablu tack.
Yeah. So yeah, if
a cocktail maker. A cocktail.
Get at us if you make cocktails for a living.
What do they call them?
There's a word for this.
There is a word.
And that's what's frustrating. And it's not cockmaster.
It should be, though.
Are we fucking thick or something?
Oh, tonight, definitely, yeah. There's something going wrong. I've had no sleep and managed to rip my own muscle off the bone.
Yeah, I'm just fucking retarded, so
I've
got no excuses.
You've got what the fuck are they called? Bartender is all that's stuck in my head.
Yeah. Whatever. Doesn't matter.
Person that does the shaky thing, tries to look cool, thinks they're going to get ladies, doesn't. Because the bloke's the only one's really caring.
Yeah.
So, and also wishing that it'll split over his head as he spins it.
We all do that.
Yeah.
Unless it's ours, because I'm like, fuck me, I've already wasted 10 minutes. Don't start again.
I like it when you get the guy that's just learned and you can tell he's about to try a move he's genuinely nervous about, and it always goes wrong because you can see the nerves kicking before the bottle leaves his arm.
And you see the other members of staff are like taking us half a step back.
As the bottle leaves, everybody knows immediately it's gone wrong. Other than that one bloke who's still in the hope it's coming back down where he wants it, where he needs it.
I got this.
As the grey goose shatters on the floor in the pretentious bar, and now everyone's looking at him. Or even better, hits the glass shelving behind him and takes out 80 bottles of drink with him.
We should definitely do a cocktail episode. We're like, we should like bring back some of our favourites.
Oh, yeah.
And then like have some like live mixes
That is delicious.
from the Cockmaster.
Wow, it's really nice.
So we're going to talk about what we did last night.
Yes.
We had sex.
We took the step.
We've done it now. We shared.
That's what I was going to say. That was a joke I was going to make before. When me and you were rolling at jiu-jitsu,
Yeah.
as in the story beforehand,
Yeah.
it's essentially like two lesbians trying to penetrate each other, but we're not allowed to use their arms or hands. just
Yeah, that was us. Just going at each other. Just dry humping the shit out.
it was basically elaborate scissoring.
Yeah.
And with a little bit of confusion added in on the top. Brilliant.
Yeah.
Right, yes, so back to the blockbuster of a movie that we went to see.
So, yeah, it's one that I've been talking about freaking ages.
If you don't know what Dune is, where have you been?
Yeah.
It's like a historic... well, would you say it's a cult movie?
So, yeah, Dune's got quite a big cult following. In terms of, if you're into your sci-fi books, then pretty much everyone would know that. Yeah. That's the fucking Bible of... It's not the very first kind of sci-fi novel, but it was one of the originals, and it kind of laid a lot of groundwork for things that people see in like Star Wars and things like that. When you read Dune, and then you see a lot of other sci-fi films, you see how they took inspiration from some of those.
Oh, really?
Yeah, not like plagiarism by any means, but like you can just see inspiration in a lot of it. And Frank Herbert's stuff, the author Frank Herbert, he was so ahead of his time in terms of like just culturally and where he was at. Considering this was like, I think the first book came out in the 50s.
Wow, really that far ago?
And like as a middle-aged white guy and he was like, there's a lot of there's heavy like Arabic kind of culture influence in it. There's a lot of religion,
but in a really good way.
Yeah, there's like and kind of a very there's not the stereotypical like in so many books back then, especially anything that had kind of an action theme. Women were all just useless, just objects. A lot of the time it was very masculine, whereas like some of the women in there, like the most badass characters in the entire thing. It's very he had a very modern head on his shoulders. But anyway,
because that's really because the only time you really started seeing that in big movies was Sigourney Weaver in like Alien, where the female is like the lead, just takes lead and is like, I'm going to kick shit here, especially Aliens.
Yes,
you think you've got entire Marines there, and Sigourney Weaver's the one that just comes in and is like, get away from her, you bitch. Yeah, that was really good. I love that. But the movie itself, so this has been obviously delayed by COVID, as so many movies have. I'm still craving Top Gun to be out at Christmas, but I don't know if it's going to be. But what is going to be Matrix, so that's our next big one.
Yes,
100% Christmas movie. But wow, for me, okay, so I know of Dune. I tried watching the original movie, bored the shit out of me because I didn't have the attention span I have now, and I didn't sit through it, and I wasn't really adhered to it in any way. I wasn't a sci-fi buff, and it's slow. And you said even the ending's wrong.
There's a David Lynch version of the film in I think came out like 1983 or something like that.
It's definitely the 80s,
and that's my first introduction to Dune. Though that's how I learned about it, because my nan used to love sci-fi films. Still loves sci-fi films.
Cool is that? Your nan likes sci-fi.
Yeah, and
my granddad liked like Dad's Army and stuff.
My nan liked Dad's Army as well, but yeah, she loved like Star Trek. That was her favourite thing. She watched shitloads of Star Trek. But anyway, so I saw that film when I was a kid, and you're only a kid and you kind of don't know when something's shit, so you just like something. I didn't understand what the hell was going on in Dune.
Well, if you only like one thing in it, like the colour of a spaceship, you're like, I love that spaceship.
Yeah, it was just that was it.
And you just watch a spaceship the whole movie.
Yeah. And like, so I was very aware of Dune. It's a film that I'd watched multiple times because it was just like, I just thought it was just an interesting film that not many people had seen.
Yeah, no, that's true. I don't think many people have seen that one either. That's why I don't think so many people are too aware of it.
Most of the Dune fans don't like that because it's not very true to the book. They had to change quite a lot, which they always are going to have to condense it down.
Would you recommend listening to the book on Audible? Mm-hmm. Even if you want to go and watch the film now? Or would it ruin watching the film or make it better? Let's start. If you've read the book, does it make the film better? Because for me, American Psycho, if you hadn't read the book and then watched the movie, the movie doesn't make half as much sense. You read the book first, American Psycho movie makes sense because you know shit that they don't tell you in the movie.
I would actually say you potentially, I think if you're gonna do it, oh fuck, it's really hard to say because there's pros and cons. So because obviously
it's not deciphered either way.
No, for me, because I've read the first. So if you don't know, the film Dune that's just come out is part of the first book. There's 6 books written by Frank Herbert, and then there's a load of others written by his son and Kevin J. Anderson, another author. But if we're talking about the Frank Herbert books, there's 6 of them, and yeah, this is probably about 3/4 of the first book.
That's it.
Yeah,
That entire movie.
yeah.
Holy shit! How many movies are they doing?
So
It's 2.5 hours on, by the way. The movie.
yeah, so Denis Villeneuve, the director, he's talked about doing a trilogy, which is but the trilogy of films is going to be based over the first 2 books. So this is like part of the first one. Wow. Then the second one would be part of the last part of the first book and part of the second.
Into the second,
and then the third movie would be ending the.
Why after the second book does it kind of change realms or something? Is there a massive distinction? Huh. So why are they just doing that then?
So
It's gonna be like 10 movies by the time they're done.
well, the first 3 books all happen pretty sequentially. There are time jumps, but nothing major. They're a couple of years, but they do kind of run together. I can't say too much.
No, we're not going to ruin anything for people.
It's yeah, I can see how.
Let's move on with the review anyway, so we don't end up being a book review thing on it. The movie for me. So from your angle, you've read the books, so we'll come to you. Yeah. For me, haven't read the books, only seen the original movie, and don't remember much of it, other than the sandworm attempts in special effects of those days. Yeah. And that's the reason I actually watched the movie in the first place, is because on the cover I saw the sandworms and thought, oh, it's going to be like Beetlejuice thing, you know?
Yeah.
No,
it's not at all.
Yeah, I was like, this is super slow and super boring. Where's the worms? When's the attack of the worms? I thought it was all about the worms.
Yeah. I think a lot of people think that because they're just so crazy, such a weird idea.
And I assume they'll come in way later and way more. But the cast is undeniable. And through the entire movie, there is not one bad casting, in my opinion. Everybody nails it. Yeah. Everybody nails it. So that in a movie in itself is huge, because sometimes in movies, the thing that lets them down is the antagonist. Yeah. There's usually a letdown. They're not the right person for the part. They play, and that's action movies left, right, and centre. Yeah. Always let down by the baddie. This one, nah. Every single aspect is covered, in very well cast. And for the ladies, you've got Momoa looking all kinds of sexy. Yeah. And he's fucking beard, badass. Though. Definitely doesn't look as good without a beard.
No, he doesn't. 100%. He actually looked a bit chubby, didn't he?
Well, he is by nature. He's only really in shape. He's not chubby by nature. No, but he's softer and a little bit heavier outside of Aquaman. Mm-hmm. Everyone thinks of him as Aquaman, but he's actually not that buff all the time. Yeah. But I tell you one thing, he has the ability to get jacked. If you haven't seen, what is the film called? I'm going to have to Google it in the last half an hour. Remind me to do that. But it's one he's in. It's a cult movie. It's got Keanu Reeves in it. And no fucker's seen this thing because it's a bit of a, an indie movie in terms of the way it's made. I don't think it was that high budget. And it's kind of under the radar thing, filmed a while ago. And they've all kind of done it just for the joy of doing it. Yeah. And I'll find the name of that film. And if you haven't watched it, you need to go and watch it. If you know it, the film, it's the one with the acid happy face on the cover of it, and it's called something like Bad Batch. I think it's called Bad Batch. Yes, it is. Bad Batch.
Isn't Bad Batch the
You're thinking of Star Wars? Yes, same name.
Wars.
Yeah, okay. Bad Batch. And it is about outcasts. Well, it's about how they've got rid of jails, and instead of jails, they've just created a border by the desert, and you get cast out into the desert, and that's it. That's your punishment. But in the desert, they've created these. A little bit like the Fremen. Yeah. In Dune. They created these different separate societies. And one of them is cannibalistic. And it's run by Jason Momoa. So he's actually kind of anti-hero in it. Yeah. He's a bit of a bad guy. But if you watch the movie, it kind of runs... He doesn't not become the bad guy, but he also isn't not the kind of good... It's great. It's really well done. But there are people in it. And I don't want to say everybody who's in it, because one person who's in it, you won't even know it's fucking him. And it's brilliant. And then there'll be a moment where you realise it's him and you're like, holy shit. So just to tell you the basis of it, there is Jason Momoa and Keanu Reeves in it. So it's worth watching.
Just at that.
But Keanu Reeves plays a role you won't expect him to play. And it's really fucking good. Yeah. It's really good. And in that, my point of it is, he is the most jacked he has ever fucking been. And I mean unnecessarily jacked.
Oh, really?
Not like ripped, just a fucking... It was the moment when I realised how big Jason Momoa is.
Yeah.
He's a fucking tank in it. And he has a pair of trousers that I've wanted for years since watching. I cannot find the fuckers anywhere.
Oh, really?
Yeah. They're like some old school, high-waisted 1950s pants, but the way they're cut and the buttons for the braces on them, you just can't find them anywhere. I found them from one place, and it was an auction that had already finished, and they went for like £400 or something mad. Yeah, the proper classic things. They're custom made for him, so like copied.
Yeah.
And Bad Batch. So he can be massive.
Yeah.
But most of the time he's just athletic. But he likes his food. He likes his drink.
Yeah.
Likes his beer and shit. Yeah. And he enjoys life outside. He doesn't get fat, but he's definitely not chiseled. And he gets a little bit of a tummy on him.
Yeah, you can see that a lot more, can't you, in Dune when he gets rid of the beard?
Because he was not in Aquaman shape during Dune either.
Well, because obviously there's several little time jumps. Because at the start he's got his beard, then he goes off and he's with the Fremen, then he's beardless, then he comes back a bit later, then he's got like a very short stubble kind of not a beard yet, but he's like getting there. Because
without saying too much, don't worry about it.
Yeah, there's multiple time jumps, but anyway, just
but there's no real warning about that either, so we haven't ruined anything for you. It doesn't really. You won't know the difference of anything with beard, no beard. It doesn't ruin anything for you.
No.
But
the cast was
for me, the cast absolutely fucking solid. The score of the movie is so fucking good, and it is not some thirsty beats. Yeah. It is almost biblical at stages with, like you said, that whole Iranian kind of sound, Egyptian Iranian like kind of music. And you have to see this movie in the IMAX. Don't waste. Just pay the extra £3 or whatever the fuck it is. The sound difference that they've tuned in when something is going to or suddenly happens, just it goes into your body. It's so well done, and it made me jump twice.
Yeah,
I'm not going to tell you what makes you jump, but
I think we should. Do you think? People say
no, because if you say that, because I had no idea that was a thing, and it'll ruin it for when you learn about it.
Okay.
But there's a thing that happens where a tone changes in something, and it happens so quickly and out of nowhere. It was when they were in the tent. And that literally made me sit up straight. Yeah. I was like, because I just wasn't expecting it.
That thing that happens, that was something that I was like, I don't know how well they're going to be able to translate that to film, because in the book, how it's explained, you have a context of what they do, but you don't need to know what it sounds like. You don't need to, but like that, just the way it was executed.
It's an ability, and it's really well done. And there's a moment, and if you watch the movie, you'll know the moment I'm talking about, because also take a strategic pee before you go in. You're gonna need it. It's a long ass movie, and you don't want to miss anything.
Did you feel like that was obviously about 2.5 hours? But did you feel like that was 2.5 hours?
No, I said that when we were coming back. I was like, that didn't feel. It felt like just over 90 minutes to me. Because I actually wanted to check my phone to see what the time was, and I went, no, don't, because if it's going to be shorter than the time you think's left, it's going to like bother you because you want more to keep coming. Yeah, and then you don't want to know when it's going to finish. But you can tell when it's going to finish when it gets there. But it's satisfying. Yeah, because obviously it's a trilogy. It's going to be at least minimum a trilogy.
Well, they still haven't greenlit the second part of it.
Oh my
because
God. They've got fireworks of greenness going off.
I was going to say, God, it's definitely gonna. But the thing is, I think they wrapped up filming like a year and a half ago.
Yeah, it was
because of COVID. There was talk of this going straight to TV because they didn't know whether cinemas were even going to be a thing. But they Denis Villeneuve, all of the cast were like furious because they were like, "This has been
not a fucking.
You have to see this in the cinema." Yeah. It's been like, obviously you'd get great enjoyment watching it at home, but you're gonna miss a big part.
Everything
of
we just talked about, the score, that thing that happens that makes you sit up straight, the sounds of the machinery, everything like that, you would not get that intensity through a TV screen.
That's probably like again, obviously I'm a big fan of it, so I do have a bias, but like I felt that was probably one of the most intense films I've watched in a. I don't think I could say that there's another film that's been that intense. Yeah. It was just, everything was very visceral and very
emotional at points. Yeah. Just pause that thought. I that's exactly how I described it when it came out. That the way it's filmed is so beautiful as well. So if you love cinematography and the capturing of moments that give you an emotion of what the character's feeling through the screen in the most in same ways where you think the way it's done, it's the detail in the shot in that moment that makes you understand that that something's going on. It's just so clever, and
they're able to say a lot without saying it.
yes, and that's what you're saying. The emotion of the film, that you will not get that outside of the cinema on your TV screen. You won't get that same intensity. You won't get that bass moving through your body like you do in the cinema. And that you for the things we're talking about, that bass is important. Like if you never noticed how important sound and music is in a movie before, this will fucking do it for you. And the movie is by no means fast paced. There are action scenes in it, and they're big, but they are not thrown in all the way through. There's maybe 5 big moments.
Dune's not an action heavy book,
and I was riveted.
Yeah, it's like Dune is very character driven, and because in the books, you often, so all of the characters have inner monologues, so you hear what they say outwardly and then you hear their inner monologues. So there's and a lot of some of the conversations, there's multiple layers to conversations. So
is that what they were hearing in the movie? Was that their inner monologue essentially?
So yeah. That's throughout the book. So sometimes you'll have a conversation that's going on between people.
Yeah.
Then multiple people's inner monologue
in the middle of the conversation.
Jesus. Plus, they had the Atreides battle language. Do you see the hand signals they were giving to each other? Yeah. And then there'll be hand signals going on as well. So there's 3 layers to a conversation, which over the audiobook is brilliant because they have, especially the first one, they have multiple voice actors, so everyone has their own character, and they have certain tones that play in the background and music that plays in the background, so you know what's going on, and then it'll be explained, so it's very easy to follow. Reading it is a little bit more challenging. A lot of people do struggle to read Dune because it's not the easiest read, but the reason it's not the easiest is because it's very well done, and there's so many layers to it. But I thought they did a great job of actually translating that in film. It was like, it felt, because obviously there were certain elements of exposition where they were like explained, because obviously they're trying to condense a shitload of information into a short space of time. But how they used like Paul's dreams to kind of set the scenes. Yeah. It was so it didn't feel like you weren't getting, because in the James, what's not James, the other film,
the movie,
the
80s movie,
one in the 80s, David Lynch, sorry, that literally has like somebody stood in front of the screen talking and explaining what's going on, which is very like fourth wall breaking, and it fits, and I kind of get why they did it, because in the book they also in between chapters they would have quotations from other books, so there's like, because you're like going through Dune as if this is a book that's already been written, and then you get like a paragraph of some other book and it'll say what book it's from, but it's from the Dune universe, so it'll be like stories of Paul's childhood,
insert in like its own bracketed kind of area.
Yeah. And these books will be referred to multiple times and stuff like that. So, but yeah, they get expositioning without it feeling forced, and also those the film books where you had the projector and it was explaining about Arrakis, the planet, and like that's in there, and it was a way of, obviously in the book it's telling Paul, but it's actually just telling you, so you're better equipped getting.
So if you don't, Paul is the sibling of the. Is he the ruler or the king, or is he classed as a king, or is he?
So he's a duke.
Here's what I want to say: do we ever see the emperor? At any point in that movie? No, we didn't, did we? No. I didn't think we did, because the emperor has a decree which sets off the whole movie, but he sends his like underling to do it. Yeah, cool. I just wanted to know that. But so overall, listen, out of 10, could you ever give a movie 10 out of 10? I don't know. Maybe.
So for me, I would probably put it at a solid 9.
9, 100%, if not a little bit. A 9 plus.
Yeah, because I fucking loved it. There was definitely some elements that I didn't like, but I completely understand why they did it, because they had to fit it into a film. Because if it was down to me, they'd make that motherfucker 10 hours long.
Yeah, I was going to say 4 hours and
I would sit and watch the whole thing.
Yeah, they'd Snyder cut it.
Yeah, I know that they had to make some strategic changes to make
it palatable.
To get that condensed. And I know that not everyone's going to love it. Most people they're not as passionate as I am. They're not going to want to sit through longer explanations and understanding. They just want to get into it.
But in terms for me, overall, summing it up, is the fact that this is a movie that is run on the premise of the sound, the cinematography.
I think it's cinematography.
Cinematography.
Yeah, I don't know.
What was I saying?
Cinema photography.
Yeah, I went for too many syllables. Cinematography. That's the one. Right, there we go. The cinematography. Yeah, the cinematography of it is amazing. And what it does is, if you went to see Avatar when it first came out in the IMAX, and and everyone was like 3D, and they used it to go backwards into the screen and gave you the scope of the land.
Yeah.
That's what Dune did for me. It made me understand how massive everything was that they were in, and where they were, and the environment, and they scaled it.
Yeah.
And that's why it needs to be at the cinema again. So you can get fathom even just a sense of the scale of this fucking place.
Yeah.
So you tie in clever cinematography, scaling of the world, the musical score, and then drive that with really solid, well character-driven acting. You just, don't go in and expect fucking Marvel movie or something.
No,
get your head well out of all that. This is a movie.
Yeah.
It's characters, it's emotion, it's sound, it's not even so much special effects, just...
Well, I know that they basically tried to do as much on real sets as possible.
Yeah.
Like most of the desert scenes, anything close up was filmed in like Jordan.
Yeah.
It was only like the really...
And they've started filming these things in actual environments. They've built these new studios where it's instead of it being a green screen, it's a projected actual... Yeah, like in The Mandalorian. And I think they're using that a lot more now. So the actors are able to really gauge where the character is and move off it.
I'm fairly confident that all of the the external shots where they're outdoors were on set. I'm pretty sure they use that as much as possible, because I know he was very adamant that he wanted to use as much on-set stuff
It's
real
just
locations.
beautiful. I honestly, I'm so happy because I've seen Bond and then that I've been spoilt. Yeah, because just like launched the cinema back into my world in like two big booms.
I think as well, like you could freeze that film. You could freeze or press pause on that film at any single scene in the entire 2.5 hours, and it would look beautiful.
Yes. Yeah.
Like there's not a single shot that was not
very
well
when you
thought
pause
out.
it on us.
Yeah.
Where we'll be half blink.
Yeah.
And like
yeah.
something weird. Yeah. Just and the tech that you're introduced to, the way that they've made the machinery, the way the utilitarian machines, the combat machinery, the combat technique that they use, everything about it, I loved.
What do you think of the shields?
Yeah, the only thing that got me was when they turned the shield on and it did the thing.
Yeah,
was a little bit Star Trekky.
Yeah,
I felt like it was too colourful a little bit for the scenes we were watching.
Yeah,
but so I don't know if they could have gone with a little bit. It looked. Do you remember what was that one where the kid is in a big stack of towers and he's in another world. Everyone's in this gaming world.
Ready Player One.
Ready Player One, yeah. It was a little bit Ready Player One.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
That one bit.
Yeah.
That was the only thing.
Yeah, I can see what you're saying.
But there were still moments where they utilised it to create an intensity, and I thought that was very clever.
Yeah, when
the
attack.
Yeah. And when it jumps in the thing and it goes as it's going, and it's that moment. That's very clever.
Yeah. I think like I'd have liked to have seen a little bit more blood. I think obviously they've
12A.
Yeah, they've wanted that to be a broad audience. It's not necessarily like you do see blood, and I think a lot of it though they definitely kind of.
I don't feel it lost it though.
No,
like when for me it took massively away from Dark Knight.
Yeah,
with Bane, which was the Bane one. Dark Knight. No,
Dark Knight Rises.
Dark Knight's the Joker one. Isn't it?
Yeah, Dark Knight Rises is Bane.
Dark Knight Rises. That movie completely to me should have been a 15 minimum, and they made it a 12, and to me just castrated the movie.
Yeah, it softened it a lot.
Far too much. You've got this amazing character of Bane, played fantastically by Hardy, and you've got one of my favorite Batmans of all time, and we're basically watching something that could have been on afternoon TV. Like this, you're dealing with his greatest threat ever, and we're not going to see anyone get really hurt. Like, come on, bro.
Yeah.
This is meant to make it visceral. Fuck the 12-year-olds.
Yeah. But it's always going to be a battle that they're going to have with the studio, isn't it?
That was a pure studio decision as well.
Yeah. I don't feel like I agree. I don't feel it took it away.
It.
Yeah. There was a lot of ways, like obviously the shield and stuff like that. Kind of
every character being so solid.
Yeah.
No matter where they went in the movie, you were happy.
Yeah.
Whereas in the Batman, you didn't get that because some of the characters in those, like the police chief and everything, he sucked. I don't like that actor. He's bad. He looks like he should be in Cheers or something. You know the one who pussies off and goes and hides in his house for a little bit, and then eventually joins the fight again by leading them down the street, and they'll get shot by Bane when he stood at the front of the jail after he's released them all.
I can't remember.
Yeah, you'll know who when anybody talking. You know what I mean? He was the police chief that kind of gave up.
Because the police chief,
not Gordon, the guy under him who was in charge, and almost like when they're at the manhole cover, and Gordon wants to go down and chase them, and the other guy's like, no, it's too dangerous. And he's the pussy guy in it.
Yes, yeah.
With him as an actor, I don't like him. He's not Batman worthy acting. He's more like the dad in a rom-com or some shit.
That was actually, I know this going back off topic, well, not off topic, but like somebody who I was really surprised to see in it. I don't actually know what his name is as an actor. So you remember the Sardaukar, the Emperor's soldiers, and there was the one guy who was kind of in charge of the Sardaukar. He had the tattoo on his cheek, scruffy beard, looked like very aggressive, sharp face.
I don't know who you mean, but can we also just say that fucking Batista's killing the movie game at the moment?
Yes. Yeah.
In fucking Dune.
Yeah.
That's huge.
Yeah.
In that and fucking Guardians of the Galaxy.
I know.
Holy shit. He was a fucking WWE wrestler that got dropped almost. And now this.
Yeah.
Who's the guy? What, a tattoo on his face?
It doesn't matter. I can show you after. But if anyone, so like he's done quite a few very small British films, and I'm trying to think of one. Dead Man's Shoes. Have you seen that?
No.
We should watch Dead Man's Shoes.
Oh, good.
Yeah, that's a
good name for a drink.
It is, and it's a very low budget film, but really interesting. Plays out very well. There's a few actors that got quite big in it after the fact.
I'm meagging this fucking thing. You keep talking.
But yeah, anyway.
Lost my powers. My
tear
left hand.
Tear the other bicep.
If I had my right, if I had my just how did you do the right one? Fight training. How did you do the second one? Catch an asshole mosquito.
But it really surprised me because he was in I've only ever seen him in super low budget films, and I was like, "Fuck, what's he doing in this?"
Jumped in,
and he didn't have any. He had lines, but he wasn't speaking English because they created their whole a different language, which is not something that they have in Dune.
Who's the guy? Who's the head of the Fremen?
Javier Bardem.
Yes,
who played Stilgar.
Wow.
Yeah,
he's so fucking good.
Yeah, and he was just like, "That's very honourable."
He's the master of breathing.
Yeah.
He that when you first see it, you'll know it. When you watch it, you'll understand exactly what I mean. And I just was watching it thinking nobody else could command that scene with just breathing like he just did. Nobody. He's so engaging.
Javier, there's a few films where Javier Bardem is fucking intense.
Prime example of me not understanding films enough before watching them. No Country for Old Men.
Yeah.
I hated that movie when I first saw it because it had no ending, and it pissed me off, and that was what left me with it. And because I was so much into my action movies and big superhero shit, I then went and watched that and wasn't in the frame of mind for it. Then I've watched it again numerous times since, and it is an amazing film. And he is unbelievable.
He's like the fucking king of intense.
So please, when you go and watch Dune, go in with a brain. Go in understanding you're about to watch art.
Yeah,
and you'll be good. Don't go in thinking you're about to watch fucking Spider-Man Goes Camping.
Yeah, it's not that at all. No. Like I said, and they definitely put more of a focus on the action elements of Dune.
When they land, they're huge.
Yeah, because the big kind of attack that happens. There's multiple layers to that attack that you don't see in the film, and there's a lot more subtle things that kind of that set the scene. Like in the book, this won't really spoil anything, but the Harkonnens.
They're the bad boys. Bad
they leave evidence that makes it seem like Lady Jessica is the traitor to Leto. So they try to set it up so he sets him against his own wife.
Yeah.
And there's a whole interplay where Thufir Hawat, the Mentat with the
yeah.
So he's he's their mentat. He's meant to basically mentats have like complete computer brains. They're purely logical and fact driven.
Spocks.
Yeah. And he's very worried about Jessica, and they have for quite a way through the book anyway. He's convinced that the whole thing was because of Lady Jessica, which that doesn't that element's completely missed out. But there's multiple layers to that attack.
But maybe they'll do some throwback moments in the second movie. Maybe tie things in. You don't know. We don't know how they'll go with it. They might not.
I don't think they will, because they don't necessarily move the plot forward. They had to be. I think for me, the one thing that maybe made it more difficult watching was because I was like, oh fuck, we're here already.
Because but you know what's been missed.
Yeah. And but then in my head, because I was seeing these gaps, I was like, does everyone else understand this? Because I felt like there was jumps, but obviously no one else felt like there was jumps.
It was enough information for me.
Yeah.
I was paying a lot of attention, because I'd obviously got the breakdown from you before. I was like, right, there's layers. And I was like, okay, pay attention to words, pay attention to names, because I'm terrible with all those.
Yeah.
But what was really good is they bring it up on the screen when you shift places, and you'll see what you've been hearing on the screen, and then you're able to relate it really easily, because it's like that lock-in. So for me to remember human beings' names, if you said your name was, I don't know, Jason, okay, Jason never fucking remember that. So I'd have to think Argonauts, Jason the Argonauts. Yeah. I have to link it to something, and that's what it helped me do in the movie, by having it come up on the screen after you'd already heard it numerous times.
Yeah.
So that was a really good way of locking in. So I didn't really get lost at all at any point. I just thought brilliant, and I 100% make a night of it. Go and do it. Oh, and we did. So obviously, because I got a nice surprise from you guys, because I didn't know what was happening. Because my birthday's at the end of the month. But I'm going away to go into the woods and just do cool. I'm escaping.
Yeah.
For my birthday weekend.
I don't blame you.
Yeah, we're just going to. I basically hired like a cabin in the woods for a day, and then
that is a horror film.
I think 2 days, and then just trooping around. Basically, I'm taking 4 days to just go and do cool stuff. Some of it I don't know what I'm doing, but the other one I know we're getting it. It's I've got this. It's basically a purpose-built cabin with a fire pit outside and everything like that you'd expect, with really rustic, everything built in, all hand made and done. And the whole, it's like essentially a treehouse, a massive treehouse thing. But you sleep in the roof, and the roof is just timber and glass. Yeah. So you can see the entirety of the sky. Nice. And I'm going to go and jump into another universe whilst looking at the sky. Yeah.
That's amazing.
And just have fire pit, whiskey, and that, and just detach and do it, because I just thought it's one of those where my birthday's here. It's been a bit of a weird time, and I don't really want just go do the usual. I thought no, I don't. Everyone's kind of getting their own things going again, stuff like that. I'm just happy to just go and detach. That'd be a beautiful thing, just to celebrate it that way. Yeah, and do it. So it was nice though, because before we went, you guys surprised me with a meal to go to Tattoo in Birmingham, which I've never been to. Oh, it was good. Yeah. Oh my God, was it? It's expensive. It is expensive. It's not cheap, but I genuinely can say it's one of the bills I've not minded to pay. Yeah. Because I just thought, yes. Yeah. The experience, that waiter. Yeah. Oh my God.
So on the ball.
Call millionaire. Who wants to be a millionaire? £1 million question. Yeah. Call a friend. That guy. Yeah. Ring Tattoo and ask for the bearded bloke who knows about whiskey. Yeah. Fucking anything you could ask that dude, he knew the answers in details with dates. Yeah. Weird. God, imagine having a brain like yours is a bit like that. Your brain's a bit like that.
Just remembering useless shit. But I suppose for him that was useful. It's just obviously he knew everything he needed to know. Yeah. He was very good at his job.
We had a barbecue. So it's essentially, did we decide it was Chinese?
Yeah, it is Chinese.
It is Chinese. Yeah. But some kind of provincial Chinese.
Yeah. And if you just type in Tattoo, but it's Tattu. Yeah. There's one in Birmingham, one in Manchester.
Yes, there is one in Manchester, because I spoke to a lad today in Manchester about Tattoo, and he said, yes, there is one there. And I know because my mum's been, I remember. He said there's a cherry blossom tree when you walk in. Yes. So I was like, it's got to be the same thing, I think.
And I was expecting it, because obviously it looks stunning. They've got some cool photos on their Instagram and whatever else. It's a very...
Yeah, have a look on Instagram. They
very
have
visually
trees
pleasing.
Inside, cherry blossom trees inside. It's all really...
There's like a yin and a yang part of the restaurant as well.
Light and dark. Yeah. It's just but the quality of the service.
It was better I thought it was visually better in person than it even was over the pictures.
Yeah, it was beautiful. And the food we got, so you think you're ordering something, you're like, oh, that'll be decent, you know. I might have had something like that before. That'll be safe enough. That's nice. Nope. Beautiful. Never had a barbecue chicken that tasted like that before in my life. And it was a barbecue chicken served wrapped in a leaf, served on a banana leaf, like a banana leaf, yeah, with all the chili and herbs on the top, sprinkled with like beautiful bright colours, and underneath it's on a griddle on this leaf, and then underneath that it's as a bowl with just dry ice pouring smoke out from underneath. Yeah, it was awesome.
Sensory. There was a lot of senses going on there.
I'm going to put it on my story now. I should listen to this on the Monday because I didn't put it up on the night because we went straight to the cinema, didn't we?
Yeah, of course.
So I'll put it up on Monday.
Yeah,
you listen to this, it'll be here.
Everything was just it was just nice. Very, very.
And we ate it with chopsticks.
We ate it with chopsticks.
Did not get a knife or fork brought to the table.
Yeah, they did say you can have a knife and fork.
And I may or may not have rose the plate to my face and shoveled it like a traditional Chinese man.
Yeah, why not?
Points.
Yeah,
but I did, and we got I had what I have barbecue chicken and the spare ribs with a side of I had the duck and egg rice and the candied rice, and it was delicious.
I had the squid to start with like a sweet and sour sauce,
which I got some of, which was delicious.
Yeah, because you were really funny about the
squid. Because I've had them before in Australia, and they came out and they were actual, probably that big kind of thing, like the base size of that bottle base. Yeah, and they were proper squiddy, and I ate 2, and they were like 5. I was like, I'm done after 2. Like, it's proper bit too squiddy for me. Yeah, but they came out, they're like the little.
Yeah, it was like baby squid, and it was full squid, like not calamari rings.
No, yeah.
Full squid, but they were tiny, deep fried.
Yeah. And they were
very nice. Yeah, really nice.
In a nice little chili sauce.
Yeah, I also had the barbecue chicken. I also had like a sweet and sour monkfish. And then I had these Singapore noodles with like a chicken and prawn.
Oh yeah, that looked good. Was that good?
And yeah, really nice. And it was the
funniest part of that was watching you trying to get the noodles out of the bowl with the chopsticks, because these noodles were about a foot long. Yeah. So Lou, he round them around the first bit of the chopstick, and then started to pull them out, expecting them to end at about 30 centimeters. He got about 1.5 feet up in the air, and the look on your face was just like, oh, I've gone. Oh, I'm out my depth here. I'm out my depth.
Like I've run out of arm.
It's like I need more chopsticks. Everyone get your chopsticks. We're going to do a clothesline. We're going to clothesline it into the bowl.
Body slamming my noodles across the table.
It's just looked like we were trying to pitch. What are those things you put at weddings with all the little flags on? Yeah, it's that awning. No, not awning. That's when you put. You know what I mean? The things you drape around with flags.
Yeah, I don't know what you're on about.
Yeah, those things.
Yeah. And it was good. And they had like a very good, like whiskey and rum selection. Like there was the bar.
What did I have? Beyond an S. Sukai or something?
No. It was something tacky.
Yeah, but it was SUJ. So something Y.
There was like probably about 7 or 8 Japanese whiskies, and I ordered you one because you were like you were still sorting something with your food at that point. So I just ordered.
It was the worst order on earth.
You were bad.
They came back about 8 times.
They were bad, and he's not even the one with allergies. I'm the one with allergies. Yeah. But anyway, but like, because you were like, oh, I don't want anything that was too peaty. And I'd already ordered at this point, but then the waiter came back over and he was just like, oh, somebody had some questions about the whiskies, and then he was literally just like, oh yeah, that one, the one that you've ordered, that's quite nice and sweet and zesty, and then he recommended another one as well, so we stuck with the original one, and it was
citrus,
super citrusy and really nice, like
really nice, really refreshing.
Still got that like,
it had heat to it, didn't it?
It's got that kick of those Japanese whiskies. They've got like a sharpness to them.
They do.
But it went really well with the zestiness.
Yeah.
And I had...
It was almost light, but hot.
Yeah. I had... So, everyone knows I fucking love the Bumbu rum.
Yeah.
And there's a Bumbu XO or
it's
whatever.
Like that black.
Like a black Bumbu. Not as nice as the original
really?
Bumbu. Yeah, it was still nice.
Fruity?
No, it was more. It was a little bit harsher than Bumbu, and I think that's probably what I.
But that's good for a sipper with a meal, I think.
Yeah, I think what I like about Bumbu was it was just very almost banana-y kind of.
Yeah, it was super.
But it was more of a traditional rum, I think, and so it wasn't bad at all.
Spiced
no, there wasn't much spice to it. There was. It still had some of that kind of fruitiness, but it was.
You wouldn't go back to it?
I wouldn't say no to it.
Oh, okay.
But if I had the choice over the two, the OG Bumbu.
You like an OG bum?
Yeah, OG bum. That's the one for me.
Yeah, it was really good. We didn't have time for desserts, so we can't tell you what they were like. But because we had to get to the Dune.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so good. What a good day.
I think I'm watching Dune again on Monday.
Are you going again?
Yeah, I think I'm going again.
I might take my mum to watch Bond.
Yes, definitely.
I'm going to do that.
Bond, 100% Bond. Like, because so Bond and Dune are around about the same length, and I fucking loved both of them. I obviously prefer Dune because I'm very attached to Dune.
Yeah.
But Bond, and this isn't necessarily a bad thing, I was very aware that was a long film.
Yes.
Whereas for me, Dune literally felt like it was an hour, and I was like, fuck, is that it?
Yeah.
But then...
Because you introduce just so much, and there's so much gravity to every situation with it. Whereas with Bond, it kicks you in the face from the get-go.
Yeah.
Doesn't it? Which is
they're
nice.
completely different.
Yeah.
Like, Bond's a brilliant action film. There's emotion. There
is in that one quite a fair bit of emotion.
Yeah, it's very well done, that Bond is. Dune, like, the Dune books aren't action at all. They really made an effort to highlight those things, and I think they did a very good job, because on thinking about Dune again, I almost underestimated the gravity of some of the things that happened. Like, they felt like they were much more subtle, but I think it's because it's so character driven. You focus on this handful of people, but then you don't think about the tens of thousands of soldiers that are there getting killed, or all the other, you know what I mean? You forget about the scale because they're not mentioned as much in the book, and because you don't physically see the armies and the scale of things, it feels a little bit smaller. So the grandeur of Dune was much more impactful on film. So there's definitely pros of watching the film first. I 100% think you should get the audiobook.
Okay. I still need to do that Audible thing.
Yeah,
with the coin things you can send or whatever else you
said.
Yeah,
I've got some fucking coins.
We'll do that when we get out of here now, and then we need to order also that docking station thing you're on about. What is it?
It's a.
Why does docking station sound like some kind of gay nightclub?
Docking station. I'm sure docking is something else. There's docking as in like a spaceship docking.
What's that? Pegging? Are you thinking of pegging?
No, I'm sure docking's a gay thing.
It's gotta be.
Yeah,
it sounds it.
Yeah.
If it's not, somebody needs to make it something.
Yeah. I don't know what it is.
Anybody who's in the gay community listening, go to town.
Yeah.
You just trademark docking as your favourite something that you do that's weird.
Yeah. If it's not a thing, we're gonna make that a thing.
We're getting more of this chili rum.
Yeah.
But yeah, well, we're actually coming up on 1 hour, 27 minutes.
Go down. That's gone quick.
Yeah.
That's gone very quick. So I had to put a story up because I had that many people that were messaging me, because I purposely didn't put anything to do with Dune on my story after we watched it. I put stuff about going to tattoo, but I didn't say anything about Dune because I was just like, I don't want to spoil anything for anyone.
You got to be careful, though.
I just wanted people to but I had people WhatsApping me, messaging me on Instagram. I had so many people messaging me. I had somebody literally just sent me a GIF it was like a scene from The Office, and they were just like, "We're waiting," and then in brackets he just put June. Like, no, it didn't ask me a question. It was just like, "We're waiting for your opinion." Yeah, and,
tell us now. But here I would say, don't you fucking dare. I'm looking right down the lens. Don't you fucking dare watch Dune on your fucking phone or some shitty stream on your single speaker fucking TV.
No,
go to the goddamn cinema.
Yeah.
It is. Don't. I'll hunt you down. And that rum bottle, but the other way around, up, no lube.
Mm-hmm.
That's how much I am adamant you need to see.
Use a bit of lube, but use like deep heat.
Deep heat lube.
Yeah, deep heat.
You're getting deep heat rum bottled up the bottom.
Mm-hmm. There was a guy in the queue behind me when I was queuing to get popcorn who I could hear him talking to the person next to him, who was saying, "Oh, it was a really good stream of Dune. I was looking at it earlier. I started watching it, but I turned it off because I'm going to watch it in the cinema." And I was like, I could have put it on my projector, and I really wanted to fucking punch him in the face.
Oi!
Yeah, I was like, if this prick starts telling me anything that happens in the opening scenes, I'm literally going to tell him to shut the fuck up. I am not having this ruined by some asshole who was like illegally streaming something that's made for fucking cinema.
I love how animated we're getting about it.
I was furious. I was.
It's just that genuinely, we've got some actual antagonism towards anybody who's not going to go watch this in the cinema because you're literally missing something that is genuinely one of the best pieces of art that we've seen for a long time in the cinema.
Yeah, and like, if you even remotely like going to the cinema, if you like, even if it's just for a birthday or once in a blue moon and you enjoy it,
yeah,
you need to go and see films in the cinema right now because they're on their fucking arse.
Yeah.
Like that, like all of these, I know that they're big businesses, but I think the thing that people underestimate with big businesses, and not that I'm a fucking expert because I have a small business, but people perceive the scale of your business to mean that you are hardy and you will weather the storms. If I would argue in certain cases that small businesses have more flexibility and capability to weather things like COVID a lot better.
A little slightly smaller overheads.
Yeah, much smaller overheads. Because as you scale up and become more profitable, your expenses go through the roof. Yeah. I couldn't fucking afford to run the local cinema to me, which isn't even a big one, for a fucking month. No. The size of the premises, I can't imagine the rent that's on that, the amount of staff that they've got, the heating and the electric,
the
all
hiring
of
the movies. So that's what they do is they hire the movies in.
Their overheads are astronomical, and if you want to appreciate this in the future, you need to go and see these films. There's so much money that goes into all of that, and the films in the future, like, yes, they're, we've experienced this new thing now where a lot more people are able to have like things that go straight to streaming, or you'll pay to see them at home.
What we left, I first thing I said was, imagine how amazing Schneider's cut would have been of the Justice League in that IMAX. Yeah. It would have been. I mean, we're so lucky that we watched it together and hooked up all the speakers to my TV. I've got I've got Sonos speakers, and those motherfuckers are beasts. Mm-hmm. But if we hadn't have done that, I'm so happy we even just did that. But in that cinema, if they released Schneider's cut in the cinema, I am there. That would be even more insane. Mm-hmm. And I think Dune is. I honestly have put that on the same level as Schneider's cut for my favourite movie of ever.
Yeah.
Honestly,
it's perfect for cinema. Like
it's a pure cinema movie.
Yeah,
pure.
The same way as watching Avatar. If you didn't watch Avatar in the cinema and then watched it,
you didn't watch Avatar.
Yeah, you missed it. Some of the best.
Yeah, if you saw Avatar on your TV at home, you did not see Avatar.
Yeah, there's a handful of films. Lord of the Rings as well. I'd put that in the category of like if you watch that in the cinema.
Funny thing with Lord of the Rings, I can enjoy that at home.
Oh, I love that at home.
I can't enjoy Avatar at home.
No.
Because I saw it in IMAX.
I think Avatar, again, like Lord of the Rings...
Avatar's so visual.
Yeah.
It really needs that. Yeah. Whereas Dune, you'll be able to watch at home afterwards and appreciate it for the movie that it is, for the characters, for the script, for everything that's done in it.
Yeah. I think it's the scale of some films as well. They just translate so much better.
Yeah, they do. Things like Bond, I think you definitely see that in the cinema as well. I really do. I don't think you would get the same impact at home watching that at all. I think you'd look away too easily. Think in the moments. Yeah, you need that moment. This is the thing about the cinema, and I think what a lot of people don't understand is it's escapism for you. We're all stressed. We've all had these rough times. Go somewhere that lets your mind be free. And if that's not the cinema, if that's you drawing or doing some artwork, if it's you composing some music or trying your guitar, whatever it fucking is, get back to getting to those couple hours where you let your brain go.
It's
let somebody else take you somewhere.
Yeah, exactly. That's it. We are now so fucking heavily influenced by these fucking things.
Do you know?
Our phones.
I'm starting to get
all the time
overly angry when I look around a gym and seeing people on their phones. The other day, I was doing straight leg deadlifts over by the power rack, and I watched these two lads literally put more effort into messaging in between their sets than into the actual sets themselves. And I had to hold every fibre of my being down to not walk over and smack the stupid fucking square black brick from out of their fucking hands and say just to them, just fucking work. You're in here for... They weren't even fucking... They were in there for less time than me. And I was fucking beasting that bitch. I was moving. Yeah. And they were like walking out. I was like, you fucks haven't... You've not... You have come... You have been into the gym. Yeah. You have not gone and done the gym. Mm-hmm. There was literally no fucking point in you being in here, being in my fucking way. Yeah. And I was genuinely fucking angry.
I love how easily you're triggered.
It's a few things, and I go from when they build up in me, but when I get there, I'm there instantly again every time. This is why I really had to calm myself on the roads and stuff with music and listening to podcasts. Really soothes me. But this shit, man. If you're in the fucking gym and you have they have this fucking trigger, they get off the fucking machine, and before they've even like felt that movement's effect on their body, the hand is in the fucking pocket, pulling their phone out, and I sit there and I don't know why I do it. I watch them going, here it fucking comes. Watch, here it fucking comes. And as they step off, as I'm in between my sets counting, 15, 16, waiting to get to 30 to fucking go again, their hands in the fucking pocket and pulling out, and I'm like, fucking 23, 24, 29, and I go back to the fucking bar, 29, fucking go. And in my head, I'm like, fucking waste of space, motherfucker. And I'm fucking going. Yeah, and I try, like, even in between sets, I'll put the weight down hard and be like, fucking dead. Just so they'll get a fucking, so then maybe their brain will pick up, there's someone working fucking hard over there, let's get our acting gear. I just, honestly, I could, if you gave me a time pause or rewind, I would punch them in the face. I'd rewind, walk over, punch them, rewind it, punch them, rewind it, smash the phone, rewind it. You know, just, it makes me, because these are the same pricks that will go online and accuse people of steroids who've worked their fucking asses off to look a certain way. Yeah. And these fucking two little wasters checking their fucking WhatsApp or scrolling through Instagram in between. How many fucking sets are we doing there? Right. You're doing fucking, how many sets we go through anything? I'm doing 5, 10, I'm doing 30 sets when I go in there. So in between every single set, plus more, so you're looking at your phone 36 times in a workout. How the fuck are you focused on anything in that workout? How have you even got the energy between sets? In between sets, I have to focus my energy, get my fucking air back in my body, psych myself to get the fuck back in there, and I'm counting out loud sometimes to the fucking number of my rest time. Yeah. And then I'm not going if I'm going at 30, I'm not at the bar. I'm not going at 30. I'm at the bar at 25. Yeah. I'm grabbing the bar at 27, and at 30 it comes off.
Yeah, that's where you start. Yeah.
So fuck you guys.
I think that's it, isn't it? Like now, because of these fucking things that we've become attached to, and I'm guilty of it as well, being attached to them way more than what we need to be.
Before you go on your sensible bit, I'll just finish with this. The reason I'm so pissed is because I feed off other people's energy in the gym, and they're sucking energy from my workout. Because I look around and they've got the intensity of a fucking sloth on ketamine. Like, fuck you guys. I want to turn around and see some motherfucker grinding who's going to make me get back on my bar because that fucker's outworking me. Yeah. So fuck you guys for dragging my energy down. Carry on with your sensible side where it's less violent.
Yeah, so what I was going to say is because we are so heavily attached to our phones or whatever, it like seeps into everything else and then just waters us down. So like Lex was saying about training, that training is now watered down because your phone's out constantly. You're fucking messaging some birdie you're talking to, or you're fucking, I don't know, sorting your emails. And I've been guilty of sorting emails in between, and now I try to like make sure that
fuck you too.
I'll try and just put it to one side while I'm training.
You're not being your best self.
No, 100%. And those sessions aren't good sessions. Nope. And that's because I'm trying to multitask. And
fuck me if I ever do it. Fuck me too.
There's something about just dedicating a certain space of time. It's like what Anthony was saying before about having the cigars. It's an hour where you're going to light a cigar and you're going to give your time to that cigar. You're going to give that time to relax, chill out, or whatever else it is you're going to do. You can go and watch a film, and then you can be fucking playing Sudoku or whatever the hell you want to do, going doing fucking crosswords, texting, doing your emails, watching a film. You ain't watching the film. You're multitasking. When you go to the cinema, someone's going to be like, "Oi, dickhead, get off your phone." If you're on your phone in the cinema,
if you're on your phone near me in the cinema, live in the knowledge, I'm taking that phone. I've done this. Yeah, I will take that phone out of your hands, and I'll give you the option. Yeah, the phone goes off, or you go out. Yeah, I've done that. Yeah, I get real mad.
I've had a couple of crosswords with people in the cinema for talking talking through a film before.
How hard is it to shut the fuck up for 2 hours? Yeah. Are you really that incapable? And why have you paid so much money to come and be an asshole?
Before the film actually started, there was, fair play. There were two guys, and they were just chatting away through the credits, which obviously, through the trailers. Yeah, June when I went the other
behind
day.
us to the slightly to the left.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And I was ready. They were talking and I was just like, if these guys, like, fair enough, it's only the trailers. I don't care if you're going to talk through the trailers. Yeah, but it was like There was not even a fucking breath in between them. There.
I think I'm getting annoyed by that by 2 trailers, if I'm honest.
I was getting annoyed, but I was like, I can't be too mad. Like, you can't expect people to shut up through the trailers. But I was like, if this fucking happens when this film starts, and I was plotting out the trajectory of throwing them down the aisle.
I'd have been there with you, tearing both my biceps. Yeah. 2 good shots and I'm done.
And I was just like, there's an old couple there, so I can't throw them on them. But they look like they could take somebody landed on their head.
I've done it before where I've had people behind me. It was in Manchester, and it was in a Stephen King film. I can't remember what it was, but they were doing, and I'm not kidding you, the jokey black thing where they go, "Oh my God, don't go in there. She's gonna be well dead." Like, are they taking the piss?
Yeah.
And it was the first 20 minutes of the movie. They did it a couple of times, and I started rocking. Yeah. And the girl I was with at the time was like, "Hand on my knee, like, do not do it." You know, when you get the grip.
Yeah.
Don't fucking go. And then he was there, and I'm rocking. And what annoyed me, because my attention's now not on the movie.
Yeah.
It's on them and me trying to keep my blood boiling down. And then she did something, and she had these bangles on as well. And I just fucking... And there was lads with her as well, so it wasn't like I was picking on a girl.
You be back on, Henry. Hey.
Sorry, a bit of a blackout there for those watching on YouTube. But I was getting a bit,
We were ranting.
So, yeah, Bangles was going, "Don't go in, oh my God, don't go in there." Bangly, 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 bangly. Something happened. It was getting to kind of 15... I think it was about 15 minutes into the movie, so I'd really held myself, given them a moment to calm down, and I just stood up and I don't even... You know, in the words, your brain's going to say something really cool, and you stand up and went, "Any of you fuckers make any more noise, I'm going to drag you out by your goddamn arses." Why did I go for arses? Something ridiculous like that. And then I remember saying something like, "There's 80 people in here who paid not to listen to your stupid faces." And as I said it, I realised there were 8 of them.
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh no." And then I just thought, well, in for a penny.
Yeah.
In for a pound. I thought, and literally, the Jew started doing the tactical things of, well, I'll take that one on first. He's going first. And I'll back up to there. And they're going. And they actually all just like went, "All right, calm down." I went, "Oh, calm down. Fucking 20 minutes. We've all listened to your fucking stupid bullshit noises. You can't stay the fuck out. You can't stay the fucking quiet." Went off. And they were like, "Ooh," like that. And I sat back down like...
But they ruined the film for you then.
Yeah. I was fuming. And then these 2 huge looming shadows stood up from down at the bottom of the aisle, the bottom of the cinema. Yeah. Made their way to the aisle. Yeah. I started walking up. Yeah. And I was like, big brothers and stuff. Oh, shit. I was like, right. Yeah. Here we go.
Come on, Biceps, prep yourself.
Warming them up, just rubbing them really vigorously. Please don't tear. And you come up.
Just with your bottle of Coke.
Just stretching. Yeah. Arm behind the head, tricep stretch. Across the face, bit of a shoulder stretch. And they got up. And as they fucking came up there, I was like, you know when you're just ready to get up? And they just leant over and he went, "Anything happens afterwards, mate, we've got you back." Yeah. I was like, "All right, cheers." And then as they walked by, I also thought, where were you 10 minutes ago? Yeah. But here's the thing.
The thing is, people...
Takes one.
Yeah, but people... Because you're getting annoyed at somebody for shouting or being fucking loud, you don't then want to do the thing that's annoying to then call them out, because you have to interrupt everyone else.
Everybody in that cinema was happy with what I did.
Yeah, everyone's thinking it.
Yeah, nobody did it. And this is the difference. Fucking say something. Then not everybody is carrying a knife or going to throw acid in your face. Don't believe all the shit in the papers. Yeah. Knife crime is actually less than it was in like the 1950s.
I don't know.
Comparably, population size wise and everything, it's actually less. But we just proliferate this, glorify knife crime, because it gets clicks, it gets whatever, you know? And they've done it for so many years now that it's actually made more people pick up knives because people are thinking about it. But it's still actual crimes less than years and years ago. It's actually,
I don't think
comparatively.
When I lose my shit, that doesn't enter my head.
No, not for me either.
I don't think about, are they got a fucking knife?
I don't think that far ahead. No, I just think of the moment, yeah.
Yeah, I'm just pissed.
I've had that.
Shut the fuck up.
And then my other one was, you know when you get screen jumpers?
Oh, people that are running it, yeah.
So these 3 lads walked in, bottom of the screen. I can't remember what movie it was, doesn't really matter. Just walked into the first thing and sat down. It's already 10 minutes into the movie. So I'm like, oh, for fuck's sake. And then you hear phone. Answers it. Yeah. Nah, cinema. I was like, looked around. Nobody says, everyone's looking annoyed. Nobody's like, well, guess it's going to be me again then, is it? And I like to sit kind of up and back left. Not right back, but 3/4 back left. Down the stairs. And they're sat, slouched down. You know, like when you see those dicks who drive their car and you're wondering, why do you look like a midget or an Oompa Loompa trying to drive a tractor?
Yeah.
Why are you you don't look cool. You look like you're missing parts of your body.
It's like somebody... It's like they're riding one of those Orange County chopper bikes,
Yes,
but in a car.
Yeah.
Their arms, they haven't felt their hands in like an hour.
So
Pins and needles in their arms because their fucking arms like.
So that, but in a cinema chair, slouched down. So imagine he sat there with his little mobile phone. I walked down behind the 3 seats that were in, and I reached over the top, and I whipped that phone out from between his hand and his ear. He did not know what had happened. It just whoop out. And all 3 of them turned round, and I'm dangling it like that, just over the head, going, you want this back? Fuck off. If not, I'm going to use this on your own face. Yeah. And they're like, give me my phone back. I said, are you going to get the fuck out? Yeah, you're all right then. So I said, come on then. Like, led them with the phone. And as they get to the end, gave it to him and went, fuck off.
Yeah.
And they left.
Yeah.
And guess what? Nobody waited outside to stab me. And I actually got a clap.
Nice.
Couple people were like, thank you. I was like, no bother. But just like, why is it always me? Why am I the only guy? I'm not the biggest dude.
No.
You know, I'm confident in my abilities if something goes, you know, but I shouldn't be the only guy getting up there. There should be a collective who's like, oi, you're the fucking minority in here. We're the lot. Fuck off.
Yeah. I think, so you're going to have like, obviously there's going to be a collection of people that are just not comfortable to do that. Then you're going to get a collection of people that are comfortable to do it, but then they don't want to add to the problem or escalate the problem. Do you know what I mean? Because then you do have to then disrupt more people by doing that. But it should obviously be
That's cut your nose to spite your face, isn't it?
yeah. And then there's people that will just do it anyway. And I think you've got to be a certain type of person. Like I'm happy with confrontation. I was so happy. Like kind of part of me enjoys it, but kind of part of me like obviously.
I'll be truly honest. I absolutely regret every moment when I decide to do these things. My ego goes, you can take them. And then I do it and get in the business. And then my ego, and then I go, what do we do now, ego? And it's like, what?
You got this, bro.
I would suggest, if you wouldn't mind,
Phone a friend.
Stopping your legs shaking from all the adrenaline might help. Because I always get that before a fight.
Yeah.
My legs feel like they're just vibrating, and then the moment something happens, it just goes calm.
Yeah,
it's really
it's weird how that happens.
It just goes like, boom, and then I'm in.
Yeah, you're just there.
Yeah, and then this stuff happens.
I think a lot of people don't even have that. Where they
like, my first cage fight, the drive to that cage fight was the horriblest, the most just
jitters,
butterflies in my belly, balls, knees, elbows. Going to the cage, like in my mind, when they were walking me through the cage door, in my mind, you know, like a cartoon, when they're about to get pushed in something they don't want, and there's like a foot on each side of the door, the hand on the top of the hinges, and they're kind of concertinaing them through the door. Yeah. That's us like getting pushed into the cage. Yeah. Me looking back at James, like, no, nobody coming with me? No, nobody coming with me? No. Into the cage. And I remember everything just going deadly calm the moment it was in there. And then that fight lasted 13 seconds.
Yeah.
And the training paid off.
Yeah.
And it was the greatest feeling, genuinely the greatest high I think I've ever had in my life.
Wow.
Yeah. Nothing. I can see why these guys are addicted when they're in that professional realm, and the adulation they must get. Just, I can understand why they go so wayward, because I had a teeny taste of that.
Yeah.
Like a little, and they're getting fucking birthday cake of it. But so well, what you've learned is, don't rustle your sweeties. If me and Lou are in the cinema together,
we're going to knock you the fuck up.
We'll get knocked the fuck out by you. But we're gonna cause you a slight moment of aggravation.
Yeah, yeah. So for me, the thought that comes in my head, if they're right behind me, I'm grabbing them, because obviously
dragging them forward.
I'm fucking throwing them down. So like they're literally gonna get chucked a couple of aisles down, because it's always on a hill. If they're below me, they're getting kicked in the face.
That's your tactic. Yeah. Spartan kick.
Spartan kick.
Or WWE.
Yeah, they're getting teeped in the face.
Top of the rope throw. Yeah. Top rope throw.
Yeah, that's how... I've told everyone now, so if you spot me
in the rules now. They've got you.
Yeah.
Or if you want to defeat either of us, just roll around on the floor for more than 2 minutes with us.
Well, maybe 5.
And then
go up to 5.
Yeah, up to 5, and then just sink your weight on us. We'll probably tap.
Yeah.
Or make me stand southpaw.
Yeah. Yep.
All our weaknesses rolled up into it. I think we've gone long enough.
Yeah, man. Definitely.
It's been an absolute pleasure to be back. Even though this day has ended in a weird way, at least my bicep is still apparently attached at some part, even though it's in It's bad. It hurts like shit. But hopefully in 72 hours it won't hurt as much. And we'll be
fingers
back.
Crossed.
Hey,
are you gonna? Sorry to interrupt. Are you gonna get that checked by anyone, or are you just gonna see how it goes for a couple
I'm
of
going
days?
to give it 48 hours. If it's considerably worse, or there's any bruising appears, I will be. Yeah, don't do me and just have a cashmere scarf / sling. It looks cool, but in all honesty, this could be quite a serious recovery if it's fucked from a silly moment. And it just goes to show how you need to just pay a little bit of attention.
Yeah.
Don't get too carried away. And just make sure you focus on those little details that keep you... Reduce your variables.
Yeah.
The funny thing is I've been saying this to other people during the week and then not done it myself.
Yeah, I think, again, it's easy. It's one of those things, it's good to know, but it's very hard to put into practice.
But on the other side, I had so much energy, I nearly tore my own bicep off the bone.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is a great thing, because the other week I had no energy to even go and do anything, and now I'm tearing muscles off the bone.
Yeah.
So
Fucking
there you
hard
go.
as nails, yeah.
It might seem bad, but actually... And also, I was supposed to go rock climbing on Sunday. So maybe this is the universe giving me a tweak, because on Sunday I would have ripped the thing off the bone.
Yes.
Doing too much.
Yeah,
and
probably.
So this
You'd have done like a cliffhanger jump and grab.
This is how I look at... This is how I... Yeah. And I do that.
Yeah.
Because it would have been bouldering. And I throw myself.
Yeah.
Because I know I can just fall 10 feet and be fine.
Yeah.
So I do. I really grind on bouldering. Like I come off like a fucking... Like you've watched a gorilla try to climb some rock scape.
Yeah.
So I honestly... This is how I feel about it. I feel like this is... It seems bad, but it's actually the universe helping me out. It's giving me a tweak and some pain to be like, oh, slow the fuck down. Think about yourself. Care for yourself. Because I could have gone on Sunday and ripped it off the bone and had 9 months of recovery. And as it is, hopefully, according to Adam, I'm looking at a week.
Yeah, man.
So that's how I always look at everything.
Yeah.
It might seem bad at the time. It's actually, long run, it might be one of the best things that happened to you.
100%.
And can we just say as well, because I've had so many messages this week, again, I have linked to every person who's messaging me, but if you're struggling with a breakup or something like that, and you want us to go a bit more into depth on the breakup podcast, dealing with getting over a breakup, getting through a breakup, something like that, anything, let us know.
Yeah. And
we will do it again. We have done one already though, so please just check back. I think it's the one with Zach, so it's about 4 or 5 episodes ago, and it is literally entitled "Getting." The thumbnail on YouTube is single life, and then it's getting over a breakup in the title. Just scroll back. But if you want us to go into more depth, or we missed something in there, because I can't remember how deep we went into it. I think we went okay into it. Yeah, if you want more, or you want some real tactical advice for it, let us know. Yeah, because I've been getting a lot, mate.
Yeah, definitely, 100%. If you're listening on YouTube, put something in the comments. Just even if it's pointless, just because it helps with the algorithm. Like it,
yeah,
put a comment. It helps the channel grow.
Yeah,
and it's super useful for us to get this feedback from people. Like this is we're still a teeny little baby steps. So this is what I mean. This is a cool chance, especially for people that are fans of you, because interacting with you purely through your Lex Fitness, massive following, but then the CREWCast is your little side project. Yeah. So it's I think that's a really unique. It's quite a unique.
I literally talk almost daily to some of the guys who listen to this.
Yeah, same. Really nice. I like it. Got some good friendships through that.
It's like the OG days.
Yeah,
exactly. Of socials.
Yeah, it is, and so take advantage of it. Please just. Really appreciate it if you leave a comment, leave a like, or share this on your social media, anything like that.
Anything to help. It's all honestly really appreciated, and we do acknowledge it.
Yeah,
and hopefully we can give more back to you guys as time goes on as well. Events,
I think
giveaways, and all that kind of thing. We do our best to push through what we get in contact with to you guys. So. Yeah.
Maybe for the 50th, we could maybe try and host a small thing where we could do maybe a limited little meet up of people where we just meet up, have some rums.
Hey, let us know if you're interested in that. Oh yeah, we could have a little table, a table drink.
Yeah, and maybe just do 10 tickets or something like that, real small.
That'd be cool. Yeah, that would be cool.
Where is it? It's like 10 weeks away.
We're on 39.
11 weeks away.
11 weeks away.
Yeah.
When's Christmas? What are we in now?
It's probably about, so it'd be in the new year probably.
New Year, yeah.
Yeah, but that might be quite cool. So again,
let us
if
know.
you're interested, we could do something like that. It'd obviously have to be relatively close. We're kind of in the Midlands, but yeah, that'd be interesting.
Right, we're going to go because I got some fun stuff through the mail and I want to go try it.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a pleasure. It is Monday. You're listening to us. Check my stories if you want to see the tattoo, food, meal things. They will be up on there for you now. And we didn't do any questions this week just because I knew we had so much to talk about with June, but they will be back next week. And if you do have some questions that are really important to you and something maybe, that's been bugging you, chuck me a message, chuck Lou a message. In fact, chuck Lou a message.
Yeah.
He's way better than me. I do screenshot your stuff now and send it to Lou so we don't forget.
Yes.
That's going to be the habit. But if you can, find Lou, go on Black Country Barbell. You can message Black Country Barbell or you can message Lewis himself.
Yeah.
And if you had a good week last week, carry it forward. If you had anything bad in last week, leave it behind because your future is so much more important than your past. And always remember, make your own energy and have a great week.
Toodle pip.
Toodle pip.